One fine sunny May day in Porto Portugal, we began our Camino de Santiago along a hybrid coastal central route. Now, while it takes most people around a couple of weeks to complete, we decided to take our time because we wanted to experience all the people, all the culture, all the places along the way. We didn't want to be rushed, which means it took us one day shy of an entire month to complete our Camino. And as you might expect, all along the way, we ran into issues, we ran into problems, we ran into struggles, but honestly, mostly, we ran into a lot of joy and a lot of peace. Now, every couple of days, I released a YouTube video documenting what the hell was going on in our lives. But recently, a viewer of the channel asked me how they could watch the entire Camino from end to end. I suggested a playlist, and then I got to thinking, why don't I just put everything into a single video, no matter how long it takes? That way, you can watch from end to end, see everything that happened to us, and walk in our footsteps. And so here it is, our entire Camino, complete with a little bit of extra narration and commentary, because I'm a little worried that maybe, not being in the real-time world, things are going to get a little disjointed. That and the fact that I like to talk. Welcome to day one of our Camino de Santiago, and we've already got a problem. We have been walking for about an hour now. Backpack's starting to feel, I don't know, I'm getting used to it. But before we get into any of that, I am excited. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. It is crisp. It is cool. I am ready to get going. The Camino de Santiago is a pilgrimage, a walk, a hike. Well, technically this should be easy. This is our third arrow in as many steps. We go that way. For us, it's about 200 miles from Porto, Portugal, all the way up to Santiago, Spain. We are taking the Portuguese coastal route, which means for the most part, we're going to be walking by water before we turn inland and head towards that beautiful cathedral at the end.
Just put it where you feel like a little rubbing down.
So this is foot lube. Apparently, you're supposed to slather this on your feet, and I don't know what it's going to do. Just nasty Fred Flintstone feet. Now, I have no idea if I'm going to enjoy this. When I hiked the Inca Trail, I had these sock liners that you put in under these things. They made it feel like you were walking on top of a bed of Vaseline, and I hated them. I don't think I can take this stuff off, but let's see what walking in foot lube is like. I don't even feel it. I'm not even sure why I put it on. I mentioned we had a problem before we even started. It's not a huge problem. It's actually kind of a nice problem. If we followed the timeline that we're supposed to in order to get to the cathedral at the end of this fine hike, there's a giant concert going on. Every single hostel, hotel, whatever, for an hour around is booked. We would have nowhere to stay. We considered delaying the start of this. Then we went, well, let's just take our time. So today we've got a short walk, and we're going to have a couple more short walk days, and we're going to spend a couple days just hanging out and going on exploratory missions. So yeah, there's worse things. Not really a problem, I guess. Sock lube update. Apparently this stuff is sort of like glue. And if you actually put it on your feet and then step on the ground, you pick up little rocks, because I've been stopping every 3 minutes just to pull the little rocks out on my feet. I think I got them all. Time will tell. All right, another, I don't know how many hours to go. I'm digging this though. I am enjoying it. You know, once my hip and ankles and knees stop hurting, it's going to be wonderful. The end of day one celebratory, much earned, ding, must earn first beverage. Oh goodness. After I rest and rehydrate, we got to go find the albergue. We're a little bit early for check-in, hence the beverages. Once we get there, we'll have a live walkthrough. You'll see what we see. Our very first albergue. You been here?
To this part, no.
Okay. So it's going to be a mystery to all of us. All right. To the beer. You sit for a few minutes, you have a couple beers, and everything stiffens up. We are heading for the albergue, the hostel. And the whole walk I've been realizing there's things I haven't really shared with you. And maybe when we get there and I settle in, I'll maybe remember what it is I was supposed to tell you. Right now, we're going to try for early check-in. Whoops. After we stop abruptly in the middle of the sidewalk. This is nice. We've been living in bunk beds for quite a while. It's actually bigger than I thought. It has a rope light. It has a TV in a language that I will never understand. It has an electric heater that is way too close to my clothes for comfort. All the comforts of a luxury establishment, considering we just came from a place with bunk beds and slidey little curtains for privacy. This is nice. It has a clock. That's even correct. So apparently you need one of these. Peeing in the middle of the night is going to be interesting. And we go for number 1. 3, 5, 1. Oh, very nice. High security bathroom lock. Hi. How are you? I think we have our own bathroom. It's just on a different floor, and you require one of these to get in here. We have a very lovely little eating area. And is it me, or does this feel like Soviet era or maybe early Chinese communist design? And there's a kitchen right around the corner with a washing machine. It has I honestly don't know what the hell this thing is, but it has one. Do you know the best part about hostels? You kind of go in and see what food you can raid. I mean, I didn't buy any of this, and it's labeled as other people's, but still, I think people like to share. Oh, speaking of, I think that guy was cooking something. This place even has Wi-Fi, and the password is... Let's see, what's in? Nope. I don't think we're allowed in there. And I believe somewhere out here, I don't know, there's supposed to be a Nikki. Oh, there's a Nikki up there. Hanging laundry. I suppose if I was a good boyfriend, I would actually be out here helping her. Oh, this is lovely view. Well, kind of a lovely view. If you look this way, it's a lovely view. Okay, I've just spent the past hour, pre-editing the video that you've been currently enjoying, and it has been a pretty quick day. I didn't know what to expect of today. Like I said, we walked for a little over 3 hours, not a whole lot in Camino time, total of, I think, 5 miles. That was kind of the whole point of all of this, was just to get used to the walking. I can't even speak. I'm really, really tired right now. Give me a minute to take a nap. Maybe we'll go have some dinner together. But we are definitely getting together tomorrow for day 2. I have no idea what my back is going to feel like tomorrow, and my hips and my ankles. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Just keep repeating that. It's a good feeling. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a few hours of funk to get rid of. Good morning. So much to catch you all up on. But first, coffee, then words. As you can see by the bright orange thing I am wearing, between day 1 and day 2, we went from sun to not sun. It's supposed to blow off soon, according to Apple weather. We'll see how that goes. Alright, let's take a moment in this lovely dreary day to sort of catch you up. I feel okay. I really thought I was going to wake up with aches and pains and be ready to take a flight home. I'm really optimistically happy about this. Do I like the rain? No. And today's walk is maybe a little bit longer than yesterday. So I'm hoping the sun will come out. We can get back to some beautiful footage for you, which honestly, We're walking through an industrial area, so maybe it's best that, well, maybe it's best that it is raining. Sets the mood completely. Yeah, the statue pretty much describes how I'm feeling today. When the arrow says to go up, you go up. My very first stamp. Very first. What's upside down? Maybe it's not. The first stamp. We are back on the road. Now the problem is, rain's chasing us. So when we stopped for a coffee and to talk to some fellow pilgrims, the rain caught up. Right after I took my jacket off. You just have to walk faster and never stop. The sun will come out tomorrow. I can't sing a lick of the song. Sorry about that. According to Google, I have 53 minutes left in today's hike, and I'm struggling physically, mentally. I started today really well. I was ready to go despite the rain, but we have a couple problems. Mostly I'm walking at Nikki's gait. She walks very slowly, very differently than I do. There's nothing wrong, it works for her. It doesn't work for me. My leg and my hip are killing me because I'm taking baby steps that just don't work. That, and I'm just tired as hell. I just want to get to the end, to 53 minutes, to regroup and to get my head back in the game, because I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to enjoy this. It's just really damn hard right now. My first public albergue. And not a lot of frills. Okay, paper sheet protectors, paper, whatever that is, pillowcase. You know, I've had this saying that just sort of followed me around in my head for a long time. For the life of me, I can't remember what it is. It has something to do with you see what you look for, or you find what you look for. And basically, yeah, for the past 3 years worth of walking I've done in the past 30 minutes, I am crabby, I am sore, I'm very much hurting, but that's not what I have to look at. I'm on a Camino, I'm walking, I'm enjoying this. Yeah, pain will pass. I will get used to this. So yeah, it's my choice whether I want to be in misery or whether I want to look at the natural beauty that's all around me. So with that, be healthy, be happy. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. And we will definitely see you again very soon. The next segment in our journey was a little unusual. We had not stayed in a public albergue before this. The first night or two were basically in private ones. You know, you pay for what you get. They're up a little bit nicer. My first public albergue was a rude awakening. I titled the segment something about living in an orphanage, and that's kind of what it felt like. There was literally 20-some people in my bedroom, all sleeping in the same. Anyway, this is what it's like to actually really live outside of your comfort zone, and this was well outside of my comfort zone. I've stayed in all sorts of accommodations. I've stayed in hotels, hostels. I even live in a converted school bus. So when I stayed in my very first public albergue, my first Pilgrim's hostel, well, the only thing I could think of, the only word that leapt to mind was, swear to God, it feels like I'm in an orphanage. Oh, and yeah, this big thing behind me, yeah, that's a 2,000-year-old Roman aqueduct. Welcome to Portugal. Let me set the stage for you. The place we stayed last night was reminiscent of a medieval rest stop where you went on this long pilgrimage, you needed to sleep, and they simply threw straw down on the floor in the middle of some church. That's where you got to stay. Actually, that would have been an improvement on where we were last night. There are 64 places you can sleep in this albergue, all divided between double beds for couples and lots of bunk beds, double stacks and triple. There are no private rooms, none. We had a double bed in a room that slept 14 people. Let me repeat that. I had 14 people in my bedroom. And while that might seem like a lovely extra for a 1970s XXX flick, it was basically mild body odor and a lot of snoring. Privacy? Nope. No way. They have beds packed everywhere. We were on the second floor, and the communal bathroom? It's downstairs on the first. And so the maze to get between them, well, it's truly mind-boggling, especially after everyone jettisons their backpacks and strews everything everywhere. Speaking of communal bathrooms, it's basically one big room. There are 7 stalls on one side for showering, 7 stalls on the other for elimination. Now, there are a couple of sinks on either side of this large room, and there's also these specialized sinks for washing your clothes like you were down at the river using a rock. That's not the men's bathroom, it's unisex. Men, women, sheep, there's no judgment, and the only privacy and security is a flimsy little spinning lock thing that they pretend will keep others out. Now, there's also no food available except for a vending machine full of snacks and a coffee machine. And there's no standing in line for gruel like you would in a medieval orphanage, but the kitchen is communal, should you wish to cook whatever you brought with you. But the wait times for the single stove, well, they sent me hiking down the road for some carryout. Now, the people there, the 14 people that we shared a bedroom with, they were very friendly, but talk is sort of limited down to the communal kitchen area. Most people have been walking all damn day, and by the time they get to their bed, they just want to flop down and sleep. So there's not a whole lot of conversation going on upstairs, or in the many other areas where they packed all the beds. Speaking of beds, they're basically this hybrid plastic rubber weird material, and they give you disposable paper sheets to keep you from sticking to it. And oh yeah, and the pillows are also the same material. And the price for all this luxury? It's actually pretty affordable. We paid 30 euros for our double bed, 15 euros per person per night. That's kind of the equivalent of having a monthly rent of around 500 bucks. But there is a catch. You can only stay one night. Oh, and there are no reservations, so it's first come, first serve. You get there early to get a bed, or you don't get a bed. So did we enjoy our first night in a public albergue? Strangely, yeah. It was really quiet. The people were really nice. It was a little odd sleeping in a room full of 14 other people. Can't say I've ever done that orphanage trick before, but yeah, I'd do it again. In fact, that's where we are right now. We're at our second public albergue tonight. And so with that, as usual, be happy, be healthy. We will see you soon, and thank you so much for joining me on this journey. You have no idea how much it means to me. Up until this point, the Camino was going fairly well. Very excited, getting used to the backpack, getting used to the walking. But I suppose with everybody's Camino, reality starts to set in. And by the time we got to this segment, I was starting to have a pretty bad day. We're into day 4. This has not been a very auspicious start. Okay, let me hit you with my litany of grapes, complaints, and wines. Didn't sleep well last night. The hostel we were in was uncomfortable. My hip is killing me this morning. I guess it has to get worse before it gets better. And I got my very first blister right on the tip of my second toe. You know, this is the first day, the absolute first day of my Camino. I'm starting to have doubts. We are on a pilgrimage. We are hiking the Camino de Santiago, all the way from Porto, Portugal, right up to Santiago, Spain. The route we are taking is called the Portuguese Coastal route. It is almost 200 miles, and it is only using your feet and only what you can carry on your back. Apparently, we have come 46 kilometers, and Santiago is 210 more.
He's been there for whatever 7 years. He loves it.
Whoa. We have been walking for 3 hours. We've been following the Google Camino, and apparently that's just down industrial highway roads. She met a guy named Michael. What did Michael tell us is dangerous out there?
All the roads out there, they're very, very dangerous.
Yeah, he said, I saw you out there. Very, very dangerous. And then he told us we're supposed to stay on the boardwalk and it'll be much safer. And how far do we have to go?
He said 5 kilometers more till there's a cafe, and then 8 kilometers after that is another store. So make sure you have a coffee at 5 kilometers from now.
Coffee. Yeah, coffee is what we'll be having. So that, man, there is something about non-American cold cuts that just, not to say that everything in America is bad, but, and you can taste it. Oh my goodness, it's good. I don't quite know how to describe what this is. People leave things on their Camino. Sometimes they're precious things, they're memories that they want to leave here on a pilgrimage that meant so much to them. And sometimes they leave something that used to mean something to them and they want to leave behind. Everybody has their own reason. And it suddenly occurred to me what I need to leave behind. So why did I do that? I decided to leave behind my obsession with time, constantly looking at my watch, constantly to see where I'm supposed to be, constantly figuring out and planning where I'm supposed to go. No more constant caring about when I am where. Back on the boardwalk, so much better than walking in high truck traffic. Put it right there. Good morning, it's a brand new day, and I'm about to confuse the living hell out of you, but don't worry, all will be explained. No, we did not quit the Camino, and no, we did not break any Camino rules. And no, we are also not on the coastal route like we were before. Don't worry, I'm going to find a nice cozy place to sit, and I'll explain everything. It'll make sense. I promise. Yeah, sorry about the hair. We kind of got a late start this morning. I didn't have time to pretty myself up. There are a number of routes on the Camino, hundreds of them. We were doing the Portuguese Coastal route up the coast of Portugal. We decided we wanted to come over here to the central route, the one that goes up the center. Now we could have hiked over here. It would have taken several extra days. We hit a wall yesterday and there was no way we were going to do that. She looks exactly the way I felt yesterday. So we took a rideshare, a Bolt. It's like an Uber. And we are in this town whose name I don't know. But we're going to take a rest day. We're going to kind of regroup. No, we didn't cheat because basically we moved backwards a little bit. We're adding a few kilometers to the overall hike. So no rules were broken. We're going to go put our backpacks somewhere where we don't have to carry them. And I don't know, let's just go explore this town that apparently has a name that I don't know. This is where we start tomorrow, which is really funny because I would have guessed it was a different direction. I don't think that translated into English very well. This is our hostel for the evening. And, well, this is just weird. While we're taking this mini tour, I want you to tell me how much you think this is for the evening. This is just a common area. Come down here, come down here. We have a private room. Don't ask me what that is. I don't have a clue. We have a queen size bed. We have a balcony that overlooks, well, construction at the moment, but a lovely little side alley and another little side alley and a theater. And yes, there's even a private bathroom back here. Bear in mind, this is a hostel. How much do you think I walk into things? How much do you think we paid for all of this? How much, baby? How much did we pay?
53.
€53 a night for this. After last night of sleeping 8 people in a room with 2 people who snored and a lot of people who talked, you have to take up the slack. You've got to cough, you've got to snore, and you've got to talk in foreign languages because I don't think I can sleep otherwise. The hardships of hiking the Camino. So we're going to spend the rest of the day chillaxing, and tomorrow we begin our Camino again. So thank you for coming along. Be healthy, be happy, and we will see you real soon. At this point in our Camino, something really bad happened. Nikki got sick. And when you're sick on the road, how do you deal with that? How do you find help? How do you rest and recover? It was a really interesting couple of days. And so on this 5th day of our Camino de Santiago, we hit a wall, we crumbled, we cascaded into the hellscape that is, yeah, I know it's kind of dramatic, but it's actually all true. So as we went through our first few days on the Camino, we didn't pay attention to the hardships. We thought we could make it. And I am fighting a fart that I don't entirely trust. Well, we had to take a rest day yesterday because we literally did hit a wall. Hour into day 4, and this has not been a very auspicious start. Just so tired, so ache and painy. We really weren't taking care of ourselves. And then we had another big problem. Nikki got sick. So we are staying 2 nights here in this lovely town of Barcelos, Portugal. Not because it's beautiful, it is, but because Nikki really needs to rest. She spent all yesterday, all last night, hawking up things that should not be hawked up. She did take a COVID test. It wasn't the big C, but still, some virus has a hold of her. We got to take a little rest. And so you and I are going to take a little walk around this town. I know we saw it yesterday, but we're going to take a little deeper look today while Nikki is getting rid of whatever she has. And tomorrow, I know we're going to have the shortest day yet. And that needs a lot of explanation because it's kind of confusing. But for right now, let's let her rest and you and I can, well, enjoy this place. This is where we slept last night. In fact, those rooms right there, that was us. We have a queen size bed. We have a balcony that overlooks. We are in Centro. This is sort of the main historical area. This is also a Saturday at about 2 in the afternoon. It is quiet. We were surprised how quiet it was last night as well. They have a lovely, lovely garden. And it actually goes down over the hill back in there as well. And I have no idea what their obsession is with gallinas, with hens. But these things are everywhere. You may have seen this lady in the thumbnail of my previous video. Honest to God, can't tell if her expression is one of satisfaction and happiness or weariness and pain. Maybe both. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk Portugal. It is a lovely country. Before this, I had only been on holiday for maybe a week, but we've been to big cities, Lisbon, Porto. We've been to small cities, small towns. Everywhere we go has just been incredible. The people are very warm, they're very lovely, but there are some oddities around here. For instance, when you go to a restaurant, they will bring you bread. They will not bring you butter. When you ask for butter, they will stare at you like, butter? The Portuguese language, it's actually fairly easy to read. If you have any basis in any kind of Latin-based languages like Spanish, you pretty much got it. You can get yourself around here very clearly. But if you want to try to speak it or understand it spoken, oh my God, no. They talk so quickly here that it's just almost impossible to understand. You'll pick out words, 1 word, 2 words, a whole bunch of shuzes and zuzes, and it's best just to read. You know, my absolute favorite thing about European cities is you turn a corner, walk out of an alley, and there's cafe, tables, umbrellas, beer, wine in this cute little corner. It's just everywhere. We don't have those in the States. We don't seem to have them in many other places. In Europe, this is completely normal. Narrow cobblestone streets with cars trying to kill you is also fairly normal. Okay, I showed you where we were staying last night. Now I'm going to show you where we're staying tonight. It's still a guest house. We still have a private room. It's just a little bit different. Just have to cross this river here and go into Barcelinhos. She said she wanted a Fanta. I don't see anything that looks like a Fanta. Okay, that's literally a Fanta, so that's what she asked for. And if she's not into the Fanta, we have the adult version of Fanta. Casa das Pombas. Feels like a little mom and pop kind of place. We already met the owners. They're really, really nice. And, well, that little spot right there, number 3 is us. Okay, how am I going to do this? We have a handful of beverages and a camera. Hi. I brought you Fanta. How you feeling, baby? Alive.
I'm losing my voice, so I'm like,
and this is what you get for 30 euros. It's not quite what we had before, but honestly, I'm kind of digging a place like this much better. Although I got to show you my favorite chair. I don't know where the legs of this thing went, but it don't fit me. Good morning. So the plan today is actually a very, very short day. And the reason is the Camino is not one length. They're not equidistant spaces between stops. So we have a choice. We can either go short or we can go long. We're going to go short, give Nikki another day to rest and recuperate, and then we'll get back on the Camino. But don't worry, it's not going to be a completely boring day. I'm going to tell you all about the history of this fine thing once we get out of town. I am back. Did you miss me? Okay, what is the Camino? Well, it has been going on for over 1,000 years. St. James, or the Apostle James at the time, well, he was beheaded and his followers took up his bones and they moved them to northern Spain, which is what now is Galicia. And the Camino is a pilgrimage for people to walk all over to the cathedral where his bones are kept to find spiritual whatever it is. I don't know, I'm not spiritual. But the hike is to go see the bones of St. James. And in the year 1140, one of the very first tourist guides was ever created. And yes, this was quite the tourist thing. The pilgrimage to go see the bones of St. James was as popular as the pilgrimage to Rome or the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Now, the peak of the Camino was back in the 12th and 13th century, back when the Crusades were a thing, and it was considered a really, really cool thing to do. Now, when the Protestant Reformation decided to come around, well, the Camino also sort of slowed down, and World Wars I and II pretty much put the kibosh on anybody walking across country lines. This is what is called a pilgrim passport, and you can see inside of it, it has lots and lots of stamps. You get one of these at the very beginning of your Camino. By the way, they didn't do this back in the day. And you get stamps along the way. When we get to the cathedral at the end, they'll review your stamps. You have to walk a minimum of 100 kilometers. Now, this isn't just a semi-legal thing so you can get your certificate of completion at the end. A lot of people use these to come back with memories. They look at the stamps and they go, oh, I remember that place. It's really a fun thing to sort of memorialize and remember what you did on your Camino. All right, this next part is going to require me to read because, frankly, I can't keep this many numbers in my head. There are currently 281 separate Caminos, meaning recognized, authorized. You can pretty much come from anywhere, but there are 281 of them, and they encompass more than 51,000 miles. Oh, they go through 29 different countries, and in 2023, take a wild guess on this one. How many pilgrims do you think walked to the very end and got their certificate? Over 404,000 people. That's a lot of pilgrims. Well, that had to be the shortest hike day ever. It was well under an hour. But Nikki and I talked about it and we agreed. She's almost better, but she's still a little short of breath, still a little wheezy. It just makes sense for us to stop here and rest one more night. Now, we were just looking at the app that tells us where we want to go next, and we've got choices. Either way, we've got a long day tomorrow. And either we go a long way and we stop at a place that actually charges 85 euros a night per person, or we go just a little bit farther than that and it's 5 euros a night per person. You get the feeling that because of that long stretch that somebody might be trying to make money. And anyway, that's our plan for tomorrow. Now, I did have a moment last night. I was watching YouTube and it was some lady who has a YouTube channel. She's talking about her first few days on the Camino, and I was just hooked on it. Not because of what she was showing, not because of anything other than her passion, her excitement. I got infected by it, and I suddenly realized I haven't really seen much. I haven't gotten into the flow. I haven't felt like a pilgrim. Well, all of that changes tomorrow. Everything that we're going to start doing, for me at least, I'm going to start doing it for real. Everything up till now has just been practice. With that, be healthy, be happy. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this journey. And you wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be good. Well, Nikki got better, and then it was my turn to, I don't want to say get sick, but I had a certain problem on that day. It's very, very painful, and I didn't know quite how to deal with it problem. So yeah, at this point in our Camino, the struggles were definitely continuing. They hadn't quite reached the apex yet, but we were pressing forward. We left the hustle and bustle of the city and entered the rural countryside of Portugal. We were in fine spirits, feeling strong for our hike. And then, somewhere between getting seriously lost and surviving stomach cramps that necessitated, let's talk about that part later. Hi, I'm Rick, and welcome back to the continuing and never-ending adventure. We are hiking the Camino de Santiago, a little stroll from the middle of Portugal all the way up to the top of Spain, It should take us probably a month or so. And yes, we're only using our feet. There is no cheating. And if you're new to our little current adventure, let's recap. We flew into Lisbon, we overcame jet lag, and we worked on our muscles on their up and down hills. Then we took a train to Porto, we made final preparations, and started on the coastal route. There we struggled, Nikki got sick, we took a couple of rest days to recover, and it is day 7, day 8, I don't know what day it is, and you know, it's starting to not really matter. We took off fairly early this morning, and it feels really, really good. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling energized. I am ready to begin this Camino for real. Santiago, 188 kilometers. The Camino is fairly well marked on this route until you come to something like this. Do you see a yellow arrow anywhere? I've just been going with the default that if it's not marked, you keep going straight. Okay, we've only been lost 3 times so far today. Apparently, once you lose sight of the arrows, and we have definitely lost sight of the arrows, you're relying on modern technology to find your way back. I think we're supposed to be up there. The guy opened up his bar just for us as we were walking by. Don't know if you can see it, but it's worse views to have while you're drinking. Yes, very, very hot.
Está frío, pues se va quemando. Se quema.
Somewhere down here is our home for the evening. I think they're welcoming us. Apparently we have to do battle with cars coming up blind curves. I see a sign that says Albergue, 100 meters. This must be the place. Nope, wrong again. It's up here. This has just been one of those days of constantly making the wrong decision. I'm very confused. Well, that's the right sign. We just got to find the right door. Yes, 2 o'clock. Open from 2 until 9. Cool. So the way this works is you don't actually have to physically stand in line. You put your pack in line. And then you got to go hang out and everyone is happy. Apparently we're numbers 2 and 3. While we're waiting oh wait, apparently I threw my watch away in the last episode. We have a half hour. Is that right? Yes, we have a half hour before they open. They said that there is a swimming pool, a cold swimming pool to put your feet in. I can only imagine they meant this. Yeah, when they said cold, they weren't kidding. Oh my God, that's freezing. I'm sure it's going to feel really good when it stops feeling like this. To all my Norwegian, Swedish, Icelandic, Northern fans, how do you do it? How in the world do you do this? Good morning. We are one of the last people to leave. We are one of the last people to leave the albergue this morning, but it doesn't matter. Public albergues like this, they it's a first come, first serve. If you come, you get in line. If you're a little late, you don't get a bed. So people tend to get up early and go. We have a private albergue tonight, which means we have a reservation, which means our long 8-mile walk today, it doesn't matter when we get there. So we're just going to take our time, but I think this is going to be the first great day of hiking. I'm hoping. Nikki's looking a little fuzzy in there. And I kind of woke up with a sore throat, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be all right. You may have noticed in the title of this fine video that yesterday caught me unaware. And by unaware, I mean in pain. Anyway, shortly, I will share all the details, well, right up to the point where you go, ew, I don't want to hear anymore. But for now, I'm doing okay. We just crossed it in the nick of time. And again, I don't see a train. False alarm. I want to tell you a story. When we were in Barcelos, we saw roosters everywhere, chickens, hens, little statues, and I just discovered the meaning of the story. And so naturally, I have to share it with you. It's odd. Once upon a time, there was a Galician who was hanging around this town, and well, everyone thought he was a ne'er-do-well. Despite his innocence, the magistrate sentenced him to hang. Now, right before this deed was to be done, his last wish was to be taken before the magistrate. And he went to his house where he, the magistrate, and several other people were having a giant feast with a roast chicken in the middle of the table. Well, the Galician started protesting his innocence, and he finally said that his innocence will be proven when at the moment of his hanging, that rooster will come alive. Well, nobody really believed him, but also nobody ate the chicken on the table. So they take him to the gallows, they put the rope around his neck, and as the hangman is pulling his lever, the chicken on the table suddenly stood up and started singing. Now, naturally, the magistrate was, maybe I did wrong. So he rushed to the gallows, there to see the man swinging on a rope. But the knot had been tied incorrectly. It prevented strangulation. It did not break his neck. So he was freed. And this Galician went to the town of Barcelos. He erected a giant monument to, well, the chicken who saved his life. And that's how a chicken came to become part of Barcelos' history. Okay, here's how we got lost so much yesterday. Look in front of you. Do you see a yellow arrow? Do you see which way to go? Yep. And that's one of the more clear ones. You've really got to keep your eyes open well in advance of any kind of Y, turn left or right. Hey, really quick, did you know that we have a membership level? Membership is, well, it's an area just like this on YouTube. It's videos just like this, except they're more personal. They're more intimate. And no, not intimate like that. I mean, not like OnlyFans, which I could start if there was interest, leave in the comments below. But no, it's a place where I can be more me, more of the details of the things that are going on in this chaotic, crazy, adventurous life of mine. A place where we can have a community, where we can all chat about our interesting, chaotic lives. Anyway, join button's somewhere down below. Go ahead and give it a click, see what it's all about, and back to the Camino. Well, I have discovered where that lovely smell is coming from. Yeah, that's not water. Okay, I'm used to cars trying to run us over, but this is the first tractor. Oh, it's the shit tractor. I hope he's not spraying. Nope, not spraying. Yes, I'm drinking beer at 10:30 in the morning. This is the Camino way. You gotta hydrate. That up there, that is Maria Louise and Dieter. They're from Germany, and they are in their 70s. And I gotta tell you, I want to be them when I'm in my 70s. At this point, I think they're just playing with us. You hide the sign behind a fountain. Ah, that's more like it. I can actually see that one. Feels like the entire route today is just lined with these things. They use these concrete arms. They put the wires out, and this is where the grapes grow. Doesn't matter what they have out in the field. Sometimes it's crops, sometimes it's that. There are grapes everywhere. And if you've never tried it, Portuguese wine, there is no bad Portuguese wine. It is all so, so good. Huh. Wonder if it's too early to have a glass of wine. I need to find a cafe. Okay, I need to handle this part gracefully. All was well when suddenly crisis struck. Our hero Rick, he was overcome with rectal cramps. Yes, I said rectal cramps. You can get those. He was in the middle of absolute nowhere. Only a few locked houses and fences all around. Where could he go and? You know, this is a part of the story where it starts getting a little TMI, so let's shorten it up a bit. So we stopped. I tooted several times and very, very carefully. And after maybe 10 or 20 minutes of, well, basically curled up in a fetal position, we managed to make our way back to the hike. Now, truth be told, I had been expecting difficulties on our Camino, but ass cramps on the 7th day? Nah, I was not expecting that. Oh, and no, I did not leave a present for the locals. Just saying. Now that we are away from the cowl spray, the smell in the woods, it's all I can smell. It smells like a forest. It is so peaceful. There are no human sounds except for me talking. And there are sounds of our footsteps, the smell of the forest. I'm starting to understand why people do this. Okay, we are getting really close to the place we are staying for this evening. I don't know much about it. The write-up says that they have homemade wine, homemade olive oil. They'll do a Pilgrim dinner for you. It's supposed to be really nice. It's run by a private person out of their home. But that's for tomorrow's video. Right now, I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna plow through this last mile. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. I am feeling really good today. I feel good in my pack, I feel good in my back, I feel good in my body, and I am finally feeling like I am on the Camino. So be healthy, be happy, and we will talk to you really soon. Oh, thank God. They have a beer machine. It was a good day. Okay, at this point, we thought we were back on track. We were moving forward. We had actually met a German couple, an elderly German couple, and we were hiking with them. We were enjoying the Camino, and we had what we thought was going to be a relatively difficult day, kind of up and over a mountain. Well, it turned into something far, far worse. It was It almost completely ended our entire hike. Today, I don't know what the hell day it is. This is going to be our longest, worst day yet. Now, I don't say that with any negativity, but we have been warned that this is probably one of the biggest inclines that we're going to face on the Camino. Just me, Nikki, and 2 elderly Germans. What could go wrong? Whoa! You all right, babe?
If I can move it.
For those of you new to the journey, hi, I'm Rick. Welcome to the never-ending adventure. We are walking the Camino de Santiago. We're somewhere in the middle of Portugal, and we're basically going to walk ourselves up to Spain. Sounds like fun, right? So apparently I forgot my hat at the albergue, and Dieter just gave me this. How do I look? Well, I got plenty of shade. I've got the Dieter hat.
Yeah.
Now, like I mentioned, we have a very long day today, 12 miles. But the problem is we've got 2,300 feet in elevation we have to go up and over. It's going to give us a lot of time to chat. I'm trying to figure out what we should chat about. While I'm doing that, let me just roll a little beautiful montage for you. What do you see missing from her, and him? No major backpacks. He's got a little small rucksack just to carry some food. They sent all of their bags ahead. Apparently on the Camino, you can, I think it's €9. They'll take your bag, they'll put it in a van, and it will be waiting for you when you show up at your albergue. I did not avail myself of that. Why? I don't know. Either I'm stupid or I want to challenge myself. We'll find out at the end of the day. Okay, the first of the top secret, super secret things that no other YouTuber is going to tell you about this particular hike. Every single night, you're going to be in a different bed. I know that sounds duh, Rick. Of course you are. But once you get it in your head, it's odd. For the next month, every single night, I'll be on a different mattress, a different pillow, different sheets, with different 8 to 14 people sharing my bedroom. It's not bad, it just is. If you're the kind of person who likes your cozy bed and your own little cozy pillow, well, Camino may not be for you, unless you want to bring your own mattress and pillow, which I do not recommend.
Between the cities. The psychology.
Yesterday I had a very interesting thought and I recorded this clip. So far on this trip we have done pavement, we have done boardwalk, we have done everything. Now officially we're on a rock-strewn trail. I think by the time this is over I will have walked on every single type of surface you can walk on. This is going to be interesting. And the funny thing is, it's absolutely true. Here we are walking on single track in the middle of nowhere. We've been on sand, we've been on boardwalk, we've been on every kind of rock surface you can think of. It's really interesting. I don't think there are any, well, there's no footwear that you can get that does everything. So the best you can do is get a decent pair of shoes and just pretend you're a mountain goat. Okay, it is about to begin the minor part of the uphill. See these mountains all through here? That's basically all we have to go up and over, I believe. I may be psyching myself out, but that's what it looks like on the map. I'm going to enjoy this while we can. This is going to be fun.
If you one time you visit Azores, they have
Apparently we're going to the Azores.
Wildflowers?
Yes, but they have this that is
It's really interesting, the people that you meet. That's Wish. He definitely has the gift of gab. He's Portuguese, and that kind of brings me to the other little secret. One of the other secrets is that language doesn't matter. The other night we were at an albergue. There was
Sì, 66 con un gol di
2 Italians, 2 Portuguese, 2 Germans, Nikki and I. We all were laughing and carrying on, and nobody knew what language they were speaking. Everyone speaks their own, and everyone has enough of a smattering of enough other languages, and somehow you understand what's going on. You don't even know what language is being spoken, but you kind of get it. Well, apparently the uphill is beginning. This is the minor part of the uphill. I just checked the map. The major uphill is, well, I'm not looking forward to it. Buen dia. Bike.
Camino.
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 Okay, the final secret that no one tells you about, and it's the one that I've been trying to figure out how to actually tell you. There's a difference between him and him. And the secret has everything to do with that. Things rub when you're walking long distances. Everyone knows about your feet. Well, your dangly bits when you're a man of a certain age. You may hang a little lower than they did when you're his age. Well, you don't want a blister on that. So, I would highly recommend talcum powder, foot lube, duct tape, whatever it takes, because otherwise you are not going to enjoy your hike. Unless you kind of one of those masochists who kind of enjoy their dangly bits rubbing on things they shouldn't rub against. Apparently, I don't know if you can see the bicyclists up there. I don't know how the hell they're doing it. Well, this isn't so bad, he says, hopefully, expectantly, and with just a dash of disbelief. I thought we were closer to there. This is still just the minor stuff. Weish was telling us earlier that it's kind of a gnarly climb we're going to have to do. He says we'll be okay, but we have to be very careful. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. Remind me I said that, please. Remind me I said I'm looking forward to this. We're still not at the bad part. I'm trying to imagine. Nikki's flower tiara of the day. While they're resting, I want to explore this waterfall down here. This may or may not be my best idea ever. Each. Well, one giant leap for mankind. The inevitable climb back up there. So we have 2 kilometers to walk before the difficult climb. They're offering up a taxi. That's what you call good business sense. Hazards of the Camino.
Hit your head. Oh, and did you?
Ow. I'm awake in New York.
You're awake now.
As I was saying before, I promptly gave myself concussion. Oh my God, that hurts. Very popular stop with the Pilgrims. I can see why. I'm hoping they'll take a little money and raise the doorways. Oh, look at all those happy short people getting under it.
500 miles? Yeah. Did they got a hitting? Oh, hitting.
Made it alive. And so our intrepid travelers, including the guy with the concussion, leave the bar, leave the comfort of tables, and we start walking up. Starting to get steep. It's definitely getting steep.
Huh? Oh, no. Nelly Pop.
Oh yeah.
He said there's only 100 meters left of elevation. I looked at him and went, oh, really? That's all? He goes, yes. Here. Here? If I stop, I don't know that I can start up again. Oh my God, this is steep. That right there says it all. I don't know who's more tired, me or the battery. The button that turns this camera on stopped working because the battery died. So let me recap. And this is the worst part. Weish has got his hiking poles out. He's a frickin' mountain goat, and if he needs them. But he did say tomorrow was flat, so we have that going for us. It's not even my legs. Well, yes, it is my legs. But apparently, all the poor choices that I've ever made in life are catching up to me. I'm gonna have to rethink my cigar habit. We go up.
Okay.
Yeah, we can rest there. Oh, that breeze is good.
Yeah.
Seriously, Dizzy, don't stand up quick. There's a bus stop up here. Oh, fuck. Oops, excuse my language. Maybe a car will hit me on this road and I'll take an ambulance ride in. And off we go. It may seem, where are you? There you are. It may seem like some of this is purely for the camera. I assure you it is not. It's not my muscles, they have run out of energy, and it's not just my lungs. They are struggling. I'm dizzy. I keep feeling like I'm gonna pass out. I'm the only one carrying a pack this time. Everyone else sent their packs forward. I have about 28 pounds back there. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to see if I could do the hard part of the Camino the way I started the Camino. It was so frickin', whoa. Hang on a sec. Dizzy, getting tunnel vision. And I know it's dangerous and I know it's stupid. I'm gonna keep trying. Be happy I didn't film that part. I just collapsed. I mean, completely collapsed. They gave me an energy bar and some water, but what I think was happening was I had this really tight. I think I was compressing my carotid or something. Once I got the backpack off and rested and had some sugar in me, better, not great, but the world just kept spinning and getting darker. And I just made it to the ground about a second before I would have made it involuntarily. Oh, Lordy, look at this. We can do this. Yeah.
We can rest here.
Got the cold beater hat on again. Oh, and the merry band continues. We have a little bit of a respite. I have a cold hat. Bon Camino. I can do this. I'm gonna have the sexiest ass in the world after this. We came up out of this little gully onto a roadway. Yay, hallelujah. I'm hoping that ridge up there is the top. I'm truly hoping. I think Nikki's about to quit, if she hasn't already. I don't know what to do for her. She just wants to stop and not go anywhere. And I don't know how to help her. Hoping she just needs a big rest. They're up there yelling about something. God, I hope they say they found water, because we ran out about an hour ago.
You'd like to kill me.
Yes. Yay! This is a yay corner.
Yay! Made it to the top, and not only that, I hear water. I don't know if it's potable. I don't care if it's potable. It's water. We are still, I don't even know how many kilometers away, but it is all downhill from here, which for me is a blessing. I don't have to fight gravity. I'm pretty sure that the water I just drank wasn't the same one the girl was washing her feet in. Then again, I don't really care. Oh, I am seriously jealous. Seriously jealous. Oh! It is amazing how quickly your spirits change once you get done with the hard stuff. Whoa! You alright, babe?
If I can move it.
There you go.
Okay, I really have no idea where I was. That girl's a trooper there, by the way. Before the incident, I think what I was saying was, it's amazing to me how giddy you can get as soon as the hard part is over. And, you know, the rest of this hike, we still got 8 kilometers walking through this. Well, up until a few minutes ago, it didn't seem that bad. Now I'm worried, because our drop down on this side of the mountain is just as steep as the one we had going up. So we'll play it safe. I am going to go be a good boyfriend and stay close in case she needs catching. They're coming. Everybody's coming. Okay, I'm not going to wait till we get back to the albergue, because by the time I get there, I'm going to be too tired to talk to you. Sorry about that. Camino is not what I was expecting. I thought it was like what we're doing at this moment, walking on cobblestones. And mostly it is, but that was an off-road adventure that challenged all of us. I honestly don't know what to think. I kind of enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed it more if I was, I don't know, in shape and healthy. I don't know, you got to try new things. You absolutely have to try new things, but at the same time, God, I don't believe I'm actually going to say this. You got to know your limits. Pushed right up to the edge of mine. So, would that be healthy? Be happy. Thank you for coming along on this journey. And we will see you real soon.
All right.
Okay, lest you think our entire Camino was just a miserable slog, life started getting better at this point. It started really getting into the groove. I started feeling like I was a real pilgrim. So I created a video, a segment that was a day in the life of an average pilgrim. It was what it was like to be me, what it was like to feel and enjoy a Camino pilgrimage. Ever wondered what it's like to be a pilgrim on the Camino de Santiago? That's just a fun name to say. We're in Tui. What it's like to wake up in the morning with 500 other people sharing your bed. There's something about that sign that just kind of gives you a little uplift when you're tired. Have a wonderful Camino, pilgrims. What you do through the entire day? Well, one of the things you do is think. So I want, starting tomorrow, to take you through an entire day of what it's like to be a pilgrim. How much lube do you need to put something that big and something that small? Oh wait, that's going to get me demonetized. What it's like to spend hours following an arrow just to get to a place that's, well, pretty darn similar to where you left in the morning. It's actually a whole lot more than that. So starting tomorrow, you're going to find out what it's like.
It's bright. Good morning and welcome to your first day as a pilgrim. What we did yesterday, I'll clean all of this up. And your day as a pilgrim will officially begin.
We have a new Camino hat. Wonder how long it'll take me to leave this one behind.
one step down when I'm talking about the weather. I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather.
España. Do you have anything to declare? That's just a fun name to say. We're in TUI. No service. The instant we crossed into Spain, we had no service. Now, the lady we bought the SIM card from said, oh yeah, this is the brand that I use and I live in Madrid. No service. I feel kind of, I don't know, 1980s? Am I supposed to have a paper map with me? It's amazing how much we rely on these things. Yeah. Whoops. I take back everything I just said. Apparently my phone just dinged and we have Metro using cellular data. Euro, okay, 5G. We're back online. Our first tapas bar. Spanish beer.
Yes, obvious. This is what I was saying.
Oh, I love Spanish beer. That is Spanish sausage to hell. Oh, those
Tomatoes look so good.
biggest freaking tomato I've ever seen.
Ahora va a venir lo tuyo que aquí.
Pimientos de padrón. One of my absolute favorites. Oh, hot.
Yo creo que, ¿verdad? Sí, ya lo sacamos.
No estaba segura. Y bueno,
Sí, sácalo ya. Vaya, espera que lo saco yo. Ahora vamos a tenerlo dentro. Vamos a sacar esto.
Okay, there is no better map system than a placemat from a restaurant. We are currently here in TUI. We crossed over Portugal. We are going up, all the way to Santiago de Compostela, the giant cathedral. And that's the end of our walk. So we still have quite a bit of Spain to go through.
And what a lovely shade of green it is. There, I made myself all pretty for you. Well, at least as pretty as I get. All right, everything pretty much begins the same way, figuring out where the hell you want to go. Now, usually we do pre-planning the night before, roughly get an idea of how far everybody wants to walk during a given day. But the morning, you do the final planning. How far? Where do you want to stop? What has everyone got in them as far as energy and life? And today, I don't know, because we didn't really talk about it much last night. I think we're going to try to do 12 kilometers, maybe a little more. Sometimes the Camino decides for you. For instance, there is no place for us to stay except for about 12 kilometers from here. So that's the closest albergue that we can find, which brings me to the next vital part of every morning, packing. Packing coffee, some kind of breakfast, waking your ass up so that you can go do your thing. Oh, look, there's Nikki. She's getting ready to do the next important thing. In the bedroom over there, everyone is generally quiet, doesn't speak. Even if everyone's awake, it's just considered polite. And so you somehow got to get all of your stuff, put it into a bag, and get ready without actually disturbing anybody. Well, you try. And here's the fun part. Everything in your bag needs to be in its own little special place, because you get used to carrying things in their own little special place. And when things are not in their own special place, it's not good. Oh, pilgrims, I should have told you last night, but I didn't. You always, always take your shoes off before you enter the albergue. You never, ever wear your shoes inside, because who wants their foot funk spread all over the place where people are trying to clean themselves up? Always leave your shoes outside. Always carry a pair of flip-flops, Crocs, or something that you wear inside. Sorry, should have told you last night. One final check to make sure we didn't leave anything. Oops. Oh, she got us all breakfast this morning. So, my love, where are we going today? How far are we walking?
Over evening, 14 kilometers.
Do we have a room?
Yes.
Yay! We already have a room.
Bunk, that's again.
Well, yeah, bunk beds. Oh, please tell everyone what you did last night.
It only had one small guardrail on one side. The other side was completely off to the floor, nothing on the side. So I got my sarong. I tied this hand to the guardrail, thinking I was going to roll over.
So in order to not roll off the top of the bunk bed, she tied herself to the bed. Now, normally we only tie ourselves to the bed for other reasons.
No, strictly, I was afraid I was going to roll over, forget where I was, and end up
So
two
let's have a dramatic reenactment. Hold, please. Snort goes on. Fall. Doesn't cordyceps sound like something out of an alien movie? I'm not sure what the hell I'm drinking. As a pilgrim, you are going to spend a lot of time clearing debris out of your shoe. There is nothing worse than having a little bit of something in there that just... So, clean your shoes, take your time. This is actually the hardest part of every single morning, because while some of the albergues are physically on the Camino, sometimes you got to go find them. One more time?
It's leaving the hostel on the left.
Yes.
And now on the right, I pass the White House. That's house.
Okay.
Okay. You walk straight on 100 meters. You will arrive in the Dutch street.
Okay.
Next, there is a small chair. Together, there is a way.
Perfecto. Gracias. We had a little disagreement earlier as to, I think I understood. At least I have it recorded now. I can always play it back. Well, we'll just follow them. Sometimes it's the best you can do. And now, pilgrims, you were off. You were off on your first day of hiking. I would like to tell you that it gets better, but I'm still waiting for that. Okay, I just realized that sounds pretty horrible, negative, down. It's not. It has been an incredibly learning and enjoyable, well, really like the last 2 weeks. It's a little difficult because I don't know, all four of us are hacking and I want to say it's pollen. There's so much stuff springing out right now, and it gets worse when I'm outside, which of course you have to do when you're walking. But I'll get used to it, I guess. Bueno. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's Galician music. And we came up out of the valley into this town, and it's playing everywhere to welcome us. When you get to Santiago, there's going to be a guy sitting out there in the middle of the field playing bagpipes, and he's there to welcome you. And this town's welcoming us with this incredible music playing out of loudspeakers everywhere. It's those moments when all of a sudden somebody does something a little extra special. It just makes you smile, makes you realize what it is you're doing. So what are you going to do for the majority of your day, pilgrim? Well, you're going to be inside your head. Now, if you're lucky enough to be male and you can turn your brain off and think of absolutely nothing, and yes, ladies, men can turn their brains off and think of nothing. It's a gift. But while you're walking, you get to ponder life's mysteries. You get to relive memories. You get to work through problems and issues. Mostly, you just get to have conversations with yourself
or with the fellow pilgrims you're walking with. For me, I get to share my time with you, and it's something I truly, truly enjoy. I get to listen to cars going by, interrupt what I'm saying. Cars are not a big part of the Camino usually, just happens to be on this stretch. Anyway, I spend most of my time just talking to this camera and thinking of things I can share with you, because I know you can't now be with me walking on this spot. But I want you to try to feel and experience what it is I'm feeling. Now, there's one thing I am not thinking about, and I find this rather interesting. I'm not thinking about the end. Nikki just asked me something, and I realized I'm not pondering that moment when I walk into the square in Santiago. That's a future Rick thing. Current Rick's walking. Current Rick has a camera in front of him, and he's enjoying the day. We've been at this for 2 weeks now, and every day I think of today. So life is slowing down. All right, Pilgrim, we are finally getting off the roadway, which is good because I don't particularly like the roadway. It's boring. And we just talked to a local who said that somewhere up here, about 100 meters, there's a cafe. That's the other thing you need to know, Pilgrim. When you see a cafe, stop, stretch your toes, make sure you don't have any rocks in your shoes, have a beverage, talk to people. It's not all walking, it's about the connection. And the connection happens when you're all sitting down, not walking. Oh, very important thing. Every time you stop, check your shoes, check your socks, check your feet. Feet are what's going to get you to the end point. So I don't do it as often as I should, and I got about 4 hot spots. Check your feet.
Gracias.
¿Qué es eso?
He's bringing more salami. It's good salami. He would bring more.
So, Pilgrim, we have had a change of plans, and that's another thing you got to do on the Camino is be used to adapting. The folks we're with, they are struggling today. Like I said, they're a little bit older. We found an albergue that's much closer, like half the distance. We're only going to do about 8 kilometers today. So we're having our morning beer. Yes, it's still morning. This place is apparently run by a Belgian man who is a chef. He cooks incredible vegetarian food. You got 9 beds. That's all you got. Somehow he managed to have 4. So we don't have much of a hike left. He said, take your time. I'm not there yet. Have a beer. We're having a beer. By the way, the free salami sandwiches, the guy actually brought us a whole nother platter of them. It was the best freaking, let me repeat that. It was the best freaking salami I have ever had in my life. I want to live here and eat salami and drink beer. You know, that's all I need to do. Camino's over. Salami and beer. Well, I don't know who you are, but Buen Camino. An old Roman bridge, which frankly has not been leveled in a few centuries. Just watch your step, Pilgrim, as you go across it. This might just be me, but I find this fascinating. Look how long that vegetation is. It's adapted so that the stream makes it all nice and long, and it gets all, that is just pretty. And it is inviting. I want to go be long and stretched out and lying in a cool river too. Oops. I've spent so much time looking at nature, I have completely lost my party. I don't know where they are. I guess they're up ahead somewhere. Oh, we have confusion. We don't know which way to go. I mean, you can go that way. You can go that way. If only we had a sign. If only there was something to tell us which way to go. Bye-bye, old pilgrim. Following in your footsteps. We are about 700 kilometers. We're about 700 meters away from, oh God, what's it called? Alternativo. It's a place Nikki stayed last year. I guess it's a Belgian man couple with a dog. Yay, I finally get a dog. She describes the place as eclectic, crowded. I think she was trying to be nice. I actually cannot wait to experience this particular hostel. He's a chef. He doesn't let anybody in his kitchen. I mean, not even to make coffee. You want coffee or tea? You tell him, and only he is allowed in the kitchen. So apparently, I get pampered. I could use a little pampering right now. I think we're close. Hi, are you just passing through? Okay. Later. Hola, Perito. Hi.
Very good, very good.
How are you?
Good to meet you.
Hi. Hola. Mucho gusto.
Hi.
I am well.
Say your name again.
Dries.
Dries.
Dries. Hello.
Hola. Oh, I'm so going to enjoy this stuff. Oh, they have a yurt. They have a pool. I like this place. It is really, really cool. Like I told you earlier. Okay, I'm not allowed in there. Do not go in the kitchen. He does not allow you in the kitchen. Oh.
All right.
Wonderful.
What?
No backpacks in the beds. The baño. This is wobbly. This is really kind of rustic. I like it. Where we were this morning felt much more, I don't know, commercial. It felt like it was an establishment. This is literally, Dries rents this place. It's a house. And he just runs it as an albergue. No.
Is it cold?
Yes. Yes, it is. Very, very cool. Okay, since this is a day in the life of a pilgrim, here's what normally happens about now. You get to your albergue. You get to your albergue, and you very quickly decide if you need to do laundry, and you need to wash yourself, because it takes time to hang your laundry and have it dry, which is why you want to pack quick drying stuff as much as you can. And then you chill. You may or may not have a pilgrim dinner with other people. You find your bunk, you lay down, and you rest. Most people go to bed early because most people get up and start this whole thing over again. What's tomorrow going to be like? Today. But that's a good thing. Well, I apparently managed to fall asleep for 3 hours sitting in the sun on a swing. That's the other thing you need to remember for every pilgrim day. Man, that's pretty damn good. You got to take the time to enjoy, to relax. We've got laundry hanging. We've had showers made. We've done for the day, but that doesn't mean we're done, because now we get to meet with people. There's a big pilgrim table that we're all going to be sitting around just enjoying each other. And tomorrow we get to do it all again. Yeah, earlier I said every day's the same. Thank God for it. Be healthy, be happy. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us, and we'll see you real soon. So yeah, the Camino is going pretty well for us. We were actually at a very, very nice albergue run by an incredible human being. And I woke up the morning ready to start, and I couldn't start. I essentially had a panic attack, an anxiety attack, just came out of nowhere. It was, without a doubt, the absolute worst day for me on the Camino.
There is a fair to good chance that I'll be deleting this video soon. I'm going to open up to very personal things to you, and I don't know if I'm ready to hear the comments. Anyway, here's what my day was like. I am terrified right now. I woke up and I can barely walk. Not because I'm tired, but because I think I'm about to become paralyzed again. I hope this is not what I think it is. Okay, I need to explain all of that now that I've got my little happy pill inside of me. Happy pill meaning a Prozalam, Xanax. Twice in my life I have been paralyzed with something called Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's an autoimmune disease that eats your nerves, and well, you can't walk anymore for about a year. I woke up this morning, felt the exact same feeling. It was, I still feel it, even through the blur of you don't feel anything pill. I'm worried because I'm in the middle of nowhere, Spain. I know they have good healthcare here, but how do I get to healthcare here if that's the case? I currently do not know if I'm just feeling tired, dehydrated. I don't know what I'm feeling, but I know I can't walk straight. I know my legs feel disconnected, like they belong to someone else. And it's not just, I'll have to explain later what it truly feels like when this hits, when you're paralyzed. I'm gonna try, after I get up this big damn hill. Hi, I'm Rick. In case you're new here to my never-ending and weird life of a journey, we are hiking the Camino de Santiago. For us, it's about a 200-mile stroll from Portugal into Spain. And about 2 days ago, we actually crossed over into Spain. We're maybe a third of the way there. So we get to walk through beautiful, beautiful countryside. We get to stress our legs doing things we're simply not used to doing. And I think that might explain a little bit of my anxiety, because if I'm walking through all of this and I need help, how am I going to get it? Now, it is an absolutely beautiful morning. It is cool, it is quiet, and it is funny. These two, he's 80, she's 73, and they keep turning around and going, are we moving too fast? And yeah, they kind of are for us right now. But, oh, this is pretty. It's an interesting day. Okay, let's finish this whole thing up, because I really want to get to the point in this video and later on today when I go, all is well, I was just tired. Hoping we get to that point. I have anxiety. By that I mean generalized anxiety disorder. I am on a medication called Buspar. When I'm on my Buspar, I'm pretty much okay. The anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, they haven't been around in a long time. I did not pack enough Buspar with me for this trip, so I've been rationing it. Instead of taking my regular dose, I'm supposed to take it 2 times a day. Sometimes I skip 3 and then go back just to kind of stretch it out. Big, big mistake. I don't know if this is just a big breakthrough panic attack, because when that happens, all my muscles, my legs, everything just, they lock up, fight or flight. It mimics the Guillain-Barré that I had, which just freaks me the you-know-what out, and all of it continues. So I took my little emergency Xanax. I'm going to keep taking the Buspar and see if I can refill that prescription here. And I guess in the next couple of hours, I'm just gonna continue walking through a lot of this beauty, trying to get my mind right, trying to see if it's tired legs and anxiety. I'm pretty sure it is not my worst case fears. But I tell you, this morning felt so much like it. I guess you'll know by the end of the video. Okay, now that my anti-panic anxiety attack pill has finally kicked in, I can start to reassess what's going on. And I want to share with you what I think might be happening. I'm going to put a link up to a video if you want all the details, but basically Guillain-Barré syndrome is an autoimmune disease where your body eats its own nerves and leaves you paralyzed, a quadriplegic. You can't do anything. You can't walk, you can't feed yourself, you can't care for yourself. I've had it twice in my life, 15 years apart. The last time I had it was 17 years ago. I also suffer from anxiety panic attacks that the abuse bar I mentioned earlier seems to be taken care of. But the feelings of a panic attack are the exact same feelings of when Guillain-Barré starts. And so it's a constant fear. It is my worst fear. And I woke up this morning and my legs belong to somebody else. I can barely walk. You sort of lean and you can't even, it's hard to explain what it feels like. It's like you're completely disconnected from your body. Your brain is saying, walk, and your legs don't hear the message because your nerves don't work. I'm going to continue to reassess. I'm going to continue to walk today. I have some feelings. I think I know what this is, and it's self-induced. Like I said, by the end of the day, either I will have some learning from myself, or literally I will be in a hospital. I don't think it's going to be the latter. But I'm still, even with the happy pill, we'll see. Okay, I've been trying to figure this thing out for an hour or so now. I'm hopeful that it's not my worst case scenario, although we just took a break and I stood up and I'm wobbling all over the place. I'm on this spiritual journey. I don't know if I did this part already. I'm on a spiritual journey. So I'm taking care of my soul, my mind, not taking care of my body. I am not drinking water. I just realized as I was talking to myself about this that I have a bottle of water in my backpack and I never took a sip from it. I am dehydrated. Yesterday, the only thing I drank was beer and wine. Beer and wine does not hydrate. It does the opposite. I don't know if my body is just extremely tired and dry and parched. I don't know. I do know that I have been not taking my Busparta so that I can stretch things out. And I think that gave me an anxiety attack. And I think that made my legs hurt and my legs made the anxiety attack. And I think it's just been a vicious cycle. Although I gotta tell you, the feeling you get on one of these, it is unbelievably horrible. Thinking that the worst case is gonna happen. You know it's not. Hopefully. Your brain doesn't let you get away with it. Your brain keeps telling you, well, some people it tells them you're going to die. In my case, it tells me you're not going to walk for a year. And I can't do that again. So here's the plan. Anyway, we're going to shorten today a little bit. We're coming into a town called Portuguese. And we're going to find a hostel. We're going to rest up. I am not going to drink alcohol. I am going to find a gallon of Gatorade. And I'm going to regroup. Hey, that was one of the scarier days I have had in a very, very long time. I am 99% sure it is not Guillain-Barré, and the reason I know is it's progressive. Once it starts, it doesn't stop, and I'm not getting worse. But I'm not getting better. I tried to go into a pharmacy here to get prescription refill. They won't. I have to go find a Spanish doctor who may or may not write me a prescription. I didn't bring enough with me from the States. I thought I had, but I didn't. And apparently I've learned that I need to take these. It's a problem for future Rick to figure out, I suppose. But for right now, I am still on pins and needles. I am still struggling, but I'm gonna press on. If I know it's anxiety, you can push through anxiety. You may not like it, but you can certainly do it. I'm really debating. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't know if I'm going to even delete this. It feels personal. It feels like I don't want to set myself up for the comments that I'm sure some people will make. But today was my day. It was a big part of my Camino, and I guess I gotta leave it. Thanks for being supportive, those of you who are not going to leave negative comments. Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me. Be healthy, be happy. We'll see you soon.
Picture of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you mind? One more?
Yeah. Now, at this point, the number of segments you've watched has been, well, mostly in favor of me not enjoying the Camino. And I want to just state up front right real quickly that I did. I thoroughly enjoyed the Camino, but there was a lot of learning curves. There was a lot of difficulty and stress. One of the big ones was I wasn't communicating well with Nikki or with my traveling partners. And to be honest, maybe even not with myself. We were supposed to have a rest day in this cute little town, and I was looking forward to regrouping. But unbeknownst to me, somewhere between packing my bag and walking out to film the day, they decided they wanted to continue walking. So I got a little grumpy, I got a little mad, and we finally got to the point where we could all have a discussion about what we each needed, what I needed, and, well, but first we had to get over the hump.
Day is a rest day. Do you want to know how you take a rest day? This is how you take a rest day. Apparently, we're not resting. Hi, I'm Rick, and welcome back to the never-ending unplanned adventures. And speaking of unplanned, well, today is certainly unplanned. We are hiking the Camino de Santiago. I'm really optimistically happy about this. Hiking, walking, whatever you want to call it, is 200 miles between Portugal and Spain, and we're a little over halfway there. Now, rest days. Let me show you a little thing I recorded yesterday when I thought we were going to have a rest day. So we are taking a huge rest day. Actually, we're taking 2 rest days. This is where we're staying. What do they call it where the nuns used to live? Not a nunnery. You know what it is. You'll figure it out. And we are in this big, giant, thriving town called Moss. Let me show it to you. It ends right there. And do you see where the church is? That's the other end of town. This is where we're actually staying tomorrow night. It's one of the restaurants up top there is several bedrooms that you can rent. And that's literally it. Down at the bottom, I'll show you in a second, there's a little ice cream place, a little souvenir shop, and another small restaurant. That's Moss. When Nikki was saying, oh, we can take an extra rest day at Moss, and I'm like, oh, well, great. You know, like I said in the last video, I can go see a doctor, I can go to the pharmacy, I can take care of things. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, but I can. Nope, no, I'm not. This is Moss. Now, why aren't we walking tomorrow? Sometimes we've been walking nonstop for 2 weeks. We took a couple rest days, but you can't walk every day. And we just kind of want to sit around and veg and do not much of anything. So you can see down here, that's the church.
That's the little restaurant. They don't open until 8, and that's the curio shop. But it's peaceful. It's quiet. Hey, sometimes you just need a day of not doing much of anything. Oh, wait. I actually see something down there. There might be more to Moz than we think. Tomorrow we'll find out. Today, I'm just trying to find a soda. I'm thirsty. That thing just bonged and scared the living crap out of me. Jesus, if you're listening, don't ring the damn bells without a little warning. I don't know why I'm looking for traffic. There's nobody here. Okay, I couldn't wait. The excitement was killing me. I have to find out what's on the other side of this church. What remains of Moz? What can we find? You can tell I had a nap earlier. Well, okay. Apparently, there's no more to Moz. So yeah, somewhere between when I went into the shower and when I came out, these three decided they wanted to walk today, which is fine. I'm cool with unplanned adventures, right? But that leaves me in a bit of a conundrum. I was gonna sit around, walk around the lovely town of Moz, and share with you all the exploits, all of the things that we've done so far. And well, now I guess I gotta walk and do the same thing. So I'll tell you what, I'll turn the camera around. We'll face it like this. That way you can turn the volume down and look at the pretty scenery and you don't have to listen to me babble. Deal? So I would love to be able to tell you where we're going today, but I don't know. I don't know how far we're gonna walk. I don't know how many hours it's gonna take. I don't know a darn thing. Excuse me, had to stop for a second there. I have got hay fever allergies like you would not believe. And walking up hills, snorkeling, sniffing, it's not a great combination. Okay, for those of you who caught the last, I think it was the last video where I was having a truly, really bad day. I want to thank those of you who left some really wonderful, positive comments. It really, let me flip this around. It really meant the world to me. I was not in a good place, and I don't know how well I could have taken an onslaught of Rick, you're being so whiny kind of comments. So thank you all very much for your support. I am feeling better. I'm back on the meds. I think I have 6.5 or 7 days left. More than enough time to get to a big city to hopefully take care of that. The anxiety attack took about a day and a half to finally go away. And, you know, I'm kind of back to my normal Rick, I guess, for better or worse. But again, thank you all so much for your support and your love. It truly was wonderful. Okay, this just might be the weird engineer in me, but see how you have these, I don't know what you call them, pavers? This is as big as they are. For some reason, I really thought they would be taller. Hi, you want a sniff? Oh, I know. I don't have any food for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, at least I got dog kisses. Okay, let's get all intensely and emotionally serious for just a moment so I can get back to being all quirky and finding fun things to look at. We have been on this Camino, our pilgrimage, for 16 days now. It's not a pretty hill climb. This is the embodiment of hell. Spiritual journey, right? I'm sure at the end of this, I will get something deeply moving out of it. Maybe chiropractic care. And I was thinking last night, shouldn't I have learned something by now? Shouldn't I have had some kind of deep inner, I don't know, maybe it's like everything gets put in this little secret box. And you don't get to see what's in the secret box. But when you get to the end, you get to open the box. And just like in Pulp Fiction, when they open the briefcase and the light goes, ha! Let's see. It's 11:37, and that's a Pilgrim bar. So technically, I think it's perfectly legal to, well, you know. Truly, honestly, not sure what she is doing. But it's working for her. Everyone does their own Camino. Honestly, not sure why somebody left the gift of toilet paper. Doesn't look too fresh. For those playing the home game, We just broke the 90-kilometer mark. We have less than 90 kilometers to the end. I have no idea what that is in miles. 90 seems like a big number though. And so we step out of the countryside, but this is a major roadway. Oh yeah, with stoplights. Well, at least they have sidewalks. I did read about this part. This is a very busy and rather dangerous road. They have very specific places they want you to cross because there's a lot of people trying not to die through here. There we go, and we're green. I hope they got the memo. They got the memo. The sun is shining through. All right, I know it doesn't look like it based on where I'm standing, but I think the gang has made a decision. There's been a lot of, I don't know, disagreement, questioning, not understanding of where we're staying tonight. We left in such a hurry to go somewhere just to put some miles that nobody really started to think about where we should stop. It appears we are going to a French chalet. Yes, a French chalet. It's hard to believe looking at all this stuff here. But about an hour somewhere down that way, apparently, there's a French chalet. Wish us luck. No, it's not going to be a little better if I get hit by a car. Very tight car. And apparently we're here. It's kind of nice. I mean, there are worse ways of being greeted. Hola, perrito. Oh, you don't care about me? But I'm the dog guy. Perrito. So here's the thing, I don't mind unplanned adventures. In fact, I love unplanned adventures. The fact that today didn't go as planned, well, that wasn't a problem. The problem was, I don't know, it just kind of felt like we were all having some people relationship miscommunication. Things weren't going very well today. Nobody seemed to be able to speak to each other about what it is we wanted to do or where we wanted to go. But we're here. We made it to the end of the day. Moss, where I thought we were going to be spending a rest day, was kind of pretty and relaxing. But you know, I think I could get used to this one as well. At least for the next, whatever it is, 10 hours. All right, tomorrow. I have no idea what's happening tomorrow, but I do know it's going to be a lot more exciting than today. How do I know that? Because I'm going to change my brain and I'm going to make it so. Thank you so much for coming along on this weird, never-ending journey. Be healthy, be happy, and we will see you really, really soon. So the Camino continued, plowing through the countryside of Portugal and Spain, and it was a lovely experience. But as I kind of mentioned back in my panic attack episode, the medication that I needed, I thought, to survive, to get past my anxiety, I was running out. We actually had to stop and pause and try to find a way of me getting additional medication, getting the help, getting what I thought I needed in order to continue. So we had to pause the Camino for, we didn't know how long. Yes, indeed, that title is correct. We have paused our Camino, but it's not quite as dramatic as it sounds. Well, kind of. You see, we do have to enter into the Spanish healthcare system in order to salvage this Camino. So there's that. But before we reveal all, here are some clips from yesterday's 9-hour death march. I mean, yesterday's lovely Camino de Santiago hike. Why? Everybody loves Camino footage, right? Roll the clips. What, you're new here? Okay, let me recap really quickly. My name is Rick. We are hiking the Camino de Santiago, one of our many endless adventures. Camino de Santiago is a 200-mile hike from Portugal to Santiago, Spain, which you would think that I could be able to climb hills after doing this for 17 days. Anyway, it is a hike using your own 2 feet. Yes, these 2 feet. And we're taking a bit of a rest day because we have a bit of a problem. Okay, so everyone's caught up now. Let's roll the footage for real. Well, you're not swinging.
I'm swinging.
You gotta swing.
Let me take a photo before.
Before?
Yeah.
Before I break it. Point up. I don't think that's a good idea. Nope, nope, it is not. Sorry, tree. Sorry. So I am curious what you would do. If you take the left, it's a 70-meter walk and it's a 15% incline. If you go up that hill there, it's 360 meters, but only a 5% incline. So which is better? You go farther with not much in the way of up, or do you go much shorter with a hell of a lot of up? Cast your votes now on what we did. And here's where they come together. The not so steep way, and there's no way this camera's going to show it way. I think they're the smarter ones. Sorry, forgot to bring you all along. You've got to come see this. I don't think the Romans anticipated vans with wide mirrors. Little steep?
It's like you're kidding, right? No.
No, just a couple more miles up.
Yeah.
Well, we're from Miami. We don't know what hills are.
Oh. This has got to be brutal for you.
It's different. Okay, we just spent about an hour coming up through here. There's really nothing at all. There was a guy who was price gouging water. You know, he wanted, hi horsey. He wanted €2 for a little teeny bottle and he knew he could get it. But apparently, there's somebody right up here who sells things that we need.
Yeah, why you ain't speaking Spanish?
This is a wonderful spot. I always look for the spot.
So we had to make a decision. By the way, this is a long, long day we've got. You come to a crossroads and you can either continue straight through the traditional Camino, and it goes through sort of an industrial, commercial, it's all roads. They built an alternative route, and the alternative route runs down by the river. It's almost 2 kilometers longer, but it's safer and it's prettier. And we sat there for a good 5 minutes. What do we do? What do we do? What should we do? You know, everyone didn't want to voice, I guess, an opinion. Other pilgrims came by and were explaining the options. And in the end, we all kind of picked the same one. I really thought that the crowd would have gone for the shorter route. That was actually my vote, by the way, but don't tell them. We took the longer one. We took the longer scenic route, because my legs are freaking tired. Anyway, you're probably tired of looking at me. This is the longer scenic route. This is where every single other pilgrim went. Not a single person went the classic way. So, I'm trying to find a place that I can get down there and put my bare feet in the cold water. River access is proving elusive. But I will find a way down there. Feels like that scene in Gladiator. Now I want to put my feet in there and enjoy it. Are you ready, feet? Oh. Yes, It was worth the wait. Okay, here's the scoop. We parted ways with our German couple this morning, and it was a very nice parting. It was just a parting that kind of had to happen. Marie-Louise and Dieter are 73 and 80, respectfully. This is their first Camino, and they are really, really troopers. But we hike differently. Nikki and I like to stop and smell the roses and check out the beer, and anything that looks interesting, we just want to park there and see what it is. We don't have a time limit. They, being stereotypical Germans, are just, well, you know. So we parted ways today. Wish them a merry Buen Camino, and they're happy. We're happy, and I'm glad we had the week together to learn about each other, and I'm glad we were able to help. So why is our Camino on pause? Well, for real medical reasons. If you caught a video not too long ago,
I am terrified right now. I woke up and I can barely walk. Not because I'm tired, but because I think I'm about to become paralyzed again.
I had a really, really, really bad day. I didn't bring enough of my anxiety medication, and I need to get it refilled. You can't get it refilled here without a doctor's appointment. I have to wait till Monday to get a doctor's appointment. So we are in Pontevedra for a long weekend. Now, hopefully, they'll be able to see me. They'll be able to go, yeah, sure, you can have this stuff, and off we merrily go. The alternative is I get on a plane and fly back home. And so in the meantime, and by the way, today is Friday for me. I have no idea what time it is for you. We really do have a long weekend to kill. We're going to explore the hell out of this town, and probably a couple towns around here. Buses and trains can take you anywhere you want to go. And then come Tuesday morning, fingers crossed, hell, cross everything you've got, we get back on the Camino and we start hiking again for the Santiago Cathedral. I'm hoping it works out that way. I really, really am. Thank you for coming along on this weird and yet fun journey. Be healthy, be happy, and I guess we'll see you Tuesday. Now, here's the interesting part. I thought all of that, oh, let's get the anxiety medication, let's get everything under our belt was behind us, but oh no, it was proving to be a lot more difficult than I thought in order to get what I thought I needed. So we were still stuck in this town, still trying to resolve the problem. In 2 hours' time, I have an appointment with a physician in a language that I do not speak, and he is going to decide whether I get to continue my pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago or whether I go home. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rick, and I'm on this never-ending quest for adventure and unplanned fun, at least when I don't screw things up, and I've really managed to screw things up this time. Allow me to explain. I am hiking the Camino de Santiago, which is a pilgrimage from Portugal to Spain. It's about 200 miles of walking on your little 2 feet to get from one country to another. I am also a sufferer of anxiety, and I take medication to kind of keep it at bay.
I am terrified right now. I woke up and I can barely walk. Not because I'm tired, but because I think I'm about to become paralyzed again.
Guess where I left my medication? Back home in the United States. I don't have the ability to refill it here unless I see a physician and he goes, yea, verily, here's your new prescription. If he says no, I go home. And so, in 2 hours' time, Nikki and I are going to walk about 20 feet over to the doctor's office and hear what he has to say. I'm seriously hoping that he gives me the right answer. 30 meters. 20 meters. And I don't know who we're supposed to be seeing. Thank goodness. I'll explain in a minute. I knew it was too good to be true. According to the pharmacy that we just went to fill the prescription, it's off the market. They don't have it. Nobody here has it. So I'm hoping it's translation issues. We're going to try another pharmacy. We had tried one earlier and they did know what the medication was, but they said we needed a prescription. I thought it was over. It's not. So, yep, went to a second pharmacy. They don't sell that prescription here in Spain. We got to go see if we can get back. It's in there, baby, I think. See if we can see the doctor again so he can find the Spain-appropriate version. I'm on a roller coaster right now. Is this right? Yeah. So yeah, you can tell by the light behind me, it's many hours later. No, things did not get resolved the way I wanted them to get resolved. The short version is they don't sell that medication here. They don't really have a replacement medication here. So I have a new medication. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. I'll catch you up tomorrow. The roller coaster ride I've been on for the past few hours we'll make it work. Going to have to make it work. Tomorrow, as we're wandering, we restart the Camino tomorrow. And as I'm wandering, I'll share beautiful things and I'll tell you how I'm going to make it work. For tonight, I got to rest my weary head. Good morning. You ready to do the Pilgrim thing? I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. I don't even know what it is. It's bread or tomato sauce or something. There's something making me absolutely drool out here. Okay, we did a little pre-planning last night. Yeah, I know, planning. But we figure it's going to take us about 6 days to get to Santiago, which means 6 days until, I think we have to cross the road. 6 days until we get to our final destination. So we're back on the road. Fortunately for me, I have exactly 6 days left of the medication. We'll talk more about that later. But today we're getting used to our packs. Again, today we're getting used to our legs. We're going to find something really pretty. But we're only walking 3 hours because, well, we've been off for a few days. There is a phenomenon that I just noticed today. Now, bear in mind, we're 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the Camino, so the folks that I'm passing right now they're not inexperienced, they're not new. But they also don't know how to shut the hell up. There are so many people who just can't stand silence. I've been listening to some of their conversations. One went on for I don't know how long about how indecisive she was. I can't decide if I want to do this or do that or this or that. They just can't not talk. Now, I know I'm talking to a camera. How ironic is it? But what's wrong with silence? What's wrong with just enjoying nature? I mean, never mind the guy who was walking by with the Bluetooth speaker playing music. Maybe I'm just a crusty old crappy old guy, but I like quiet. Oh, and don't even get me started on the people on their cell phones. I just passed 3 of them and they were all on the phones with somebody else yakking at the top of their voice. God's sakes, put the electronics down. Oh, wait. I guess that kind of means us too. Okay, I am very confused. I want you to look at where we are hiking. It's just, from Nikki to I, that's the limit of the dirt road. But you can't go more than 50 kilometers per hour. And if you see down there, little sign that says no passing. Who's going to pass on this thing? So, Nikki, no walking faster and no passing. Do not pass other people at 50 kilometers. It makes no sense. They must let cars up here, but who the hell's going to pass? Oh, and they have a tope. They have a speed bump to slow you down. Then suddenly you're out of the woods and you're in the civilization. With what looks like true civilization in Cerveza. I was just telling Nikki, this is the first day that we've been on the Camino, that we're near the end, by the way, maybe 1.5 kilometers before we get to our albergue. It's the first day that I have felt good. Good meaning, you know, at the end of most days, you're like, oh, 30 meters, 20 meters. I'm like, yeah, hey, let's keep walking until the sun goes down. It's the first day that I have felt really, really comfortable, and it feels good. I'm enjoying walking. So maybe it just takes me a little longer than other people to get into the swing of things. It's a good day. Remind me I said that in about an hour. We'll see how it goes. So while I am sitting here on a sofa that truly does smell like it's been sitting in the rain for a couple of years, today was a pretty damn good day. Now, I mean, the whole video I know kind of started anxious, and somewhere in the past few hours, I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. My plan is once we get to the end, once we get to Santiago, I'll try the new medication. You know, I really don't want to be in the middle of rural Spain if something untoward happens. I think all is well. And even if it's not the case, they gave me some medication for breakthrough, basically Xanax. So I think everything's going to be okay. It's good to be back on the Camino. It's good to be moving forward again. So thank you again for coming on the journey with me. I know this is a very short video, and I'm sorry for all the drama. We'll be back to beautiful scenery and quirky side trips tomorrow. Be healthy, be happy. We will see you real soon. By this point, we were moving forward. We had passed most of our obstacles. We were really in the groove, but we were also moving a little quickly. Now, if you'll hark back to the beginning of this video, you'll remember that I said we want to move slowly. We wanted to enjoy the Camino. And so we decided we wanted to slow down. We wanted to truly experience what time we had remaining on the Camino. We had nowhere to go. We had no exit strategy, a date or a time that we had to be out. So we started enjoying. After only 2 days of walking, we're taking yet another rest day. But we have a really good reason. Really, I think it's a pretty good reason. Hi, I'm Rick, and welcome back to the never-ending, well, at least as far as we know, never-ending adventure. We are hiking the Camino de Santiago. Well, technically, we're not hiking today. We're taking another rest day. Now, in case you don't know what the Camino de Santiago is, well, it's a pilgrimage from, in our case, Portugal to Spain, about 200 miles of walking. We're about 2/3 of the way there, and we're just slowing the hell down. Why? Because basically we decided that the journey is about the places and not about the destination. Now, we have plenty of time before we need to be in Santiago at the very end of the cathedral. And as soon as we walked into this little town, I think we're in Caldera de Reis, the cauldrons, the hot tubs of the king. We decided, we just looked around and went, hey, let's stay a couple days. Let's just kind of enjoy this place. And then we met the albergue owner, and she is an absolute hoot. Nikki is still sitting, you can't see through the trees, Nikki is still sitting way up there, just they haven't stopped talking for hours. So, hey, you want to take a little personal tour of what an albergue looks like? It's kind of neat with people. This is where we stayed last night and tonight. This is a really old, I don't even know how to describe it, house. There are private bunks everywhere with little curtains. This is where Nikki stays. This is my little happy abode. It's very comfortable, by the way. And if you walk out to the main door, pretty cool, huh? I mean, it's quiet. It's early. It's about 10:30 in the morning right now. They're pretty little flowers. Let's go see what else we can explore. Plenty of comfy blankets, but trust me, you don't need them. It was warm last night. This particular albergue has individual bathrooms, so there's 6 of them. Everyone has the usual bathroom stuff. It's actually kind of unusual. Most albergues that we've been, at least the public ones, it's like a big gang shower you had back in high school. Okay, I've never been back here, so I don't know what awaits. Just tons and tons more beds. I hope there's no one back here. What's out the back window? Oh yeah, I gotta show you that. That's really cool. Like I say, this feels like a super old house that they just kind of converted. We didn't have that many people last night. It was not crowded at all. Can't go up there. Trust me, I so badly want to go see what's up there. I'm going to have to do a count because I don't know how many beds they've packed into this place. So this is the common kitchen area. It's all this built-in stuff. It's just so cool. In this particular albergue, you can cook your own food. They have breakfast stuff and all of these grand cabinets everywhere. I don't know about the music, but apparently they love music here. You know, the usual sink and whatnot. But here's the cool part. When you keep coming out into the back, they have an incredible backyard. All of this open space. Pizza oven. Now, I've got to explain this because we were talking to the owner last night. Do you see these 2 trees? That thing is 50, 60 feet in the air. I mean, it's huge. Do you know how old that tree is? She planted it 3 years ago. She planted it, she said, it was only this tall. It's a Japanese tree, and apparently you're not allowed to plant them here in Spain or even in the United States because they're the fastest growing tree in the world. This one's genetically modified so that, see if I can find them, they have seeds growing in here somewhere. These seeds have no seeds. It can't reproduce, so it's not invasive. Normally these things will take over everything. It's like an elephant ear tree. It provides so much shade. We stood here for a couple hours last night just yakking and talking. It's a really cool place. By the way, I'm growing out the beard. That's why things itch. Can't stand seeing this. Don't worry, it'll all be hidden soon. Now, Nikki and I have been talking for quite a while now about doing this ourselves. I mean, how cool would it be to run your own albergue? I don't know. I think it would be such a really interesting way of living. All the people that you can meet, I mean, every single day, somebody new's coming in, the stories, I think it would be incredible. But I got to show you something really special about this albergue, because so far you're probably going, yeah, bunk beds, kitchen. Got to show you her stamp. Okay, and these are normal stamps. Every time you go to an albergue or a restaurant or anywhere, they'll give you a nice little ink stamp. Pretty, right? What they do is they take all these and they'll look at the dates, and when you get to the end, when you get to Santiago, they will determine if you have met the requirements for hiking. Well, they don't all have to be ink. Let me show you what she gave us last night. This is so cool. That's real wax with real flowers. And then she took this little gold pen and colored in everything. It is so, so neat. Her being her. So I love this thing. Absolutely love that stamp. So yeah, the Rick and Nikki albergue. It is an idea. Actually, it's an idea that very well may come to fruition. Yeah. Ah, Jesus Christ.
She wants us to move to the room. It's really cool. Has all this like really nice wood, all original from the. Come here.
Okay, come here. We are getting moved apparently. After she just scared the living crap out of me.
Have more or less 100 years.
Oh wow.
Was
Look
by
at that.
hand.
This is cool. This is all handmade. Oh.
You open the door.
Huh? Oh, I'm allowed to open door. Oh, this goes outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Very nice. We're getting upgraded. It's a hard life we have. Okay, for the record, I gotta tell you, every other albergue we've been in, they're very strict about moving you out. So if your checkout time is at 9, you're out by 9. You're just standing there like, let's go, let's go, let's go. A whole albergue to ourselves is a really unique experience. And I guess part of the reason why we decided to take an extra day. Okay, enough of being inside. The day is wonderful and beautiful out there, and it's supposed to start raining later on this afternoon, so I'm going to go grab Nikki, and we're going to go explore this town. We hear there's some really neat hot springs somewhere. We'll figure out where they are. Our plan is to follow this river. Somehow, there's springs down that way. Maybe. That's the working theory. How are you? Look at you. Hi. Oh, you got flies, huh? I'm sorry. I know. I have nothing for you. I'm sorry. Maybe you're missing something. There's nothing on your back.
Look for trash.
Nikki is the cleanup queen of everywhere we go. She fills her pockets with debris. She's got this little eagle eye for the smallest bit of trash. And so far, this is one clean path. Well, in typical Nicky Ricky fashion, we didn't find the hot springs. And we're running out of river. So we have to go back to the road and backtrack because we are well outside of town right now. But still, it's a nice hike, especially with no backpack. And we picked up trash. Lots of trash. Now our intrepid explorers are well and truly lost. We don't know how to get the hell out of here. I hear traffic off in that distance, so hopefully civilization awaits, but it's just so pretty out here. And yes, we took the day off from hiking so that we could go hiking. Not even close to pretty, but we can find our way back. So if you were us, what would you do? Would you go out to this major roadway and walk back into town? Or would you go back to the path and just trace the river back? I don't know. I was thinking it wasn't this major of a roadway. Just a roadway. I don't think we want to do that. Okay, for those of you playing the home game, I found the thermals. Well, we overshot it by a couple kilometers. It's back where we started. We have trash. Show everyone your haul. The best part was she found the plastic bag to put all the stuff in. Damn nice of a litter bug to provide their own bags. I'm going to introduce you to a brand new Spanish word. It is called chismoso. Basically, it means somebody who's intensely curious. In this case, I've been walking by this now twice. I don't know what it is, and I can't see over it. So I'm going to put you guys on a big stick. You tell me what's over there. I have a feeling it's nothing good. We'll see. What you got over there? Anything interesting? I can tell you from the smell down here that it's probably not a tourist attraction. Nikki's guess is hydro plant. My guess is the opposite kind of plant. I guess we'll see when I edit the footage. You smell that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some kind of water treatment, but I can hear water.
Okay, I can't wait. There's stairs here. I got to peek. Oh, yeah. Actually, I can't tell. But the smell tells me that I might be right. Oh, dear Lord, how did I get back in here? Horsies again. Hi, Horsies way over there. Apparently, that's the hot spring. One of them. Is this the one you just stick your feet in? I don't know what I was expecting, but this is not it. It's not bad. No. No, the ocean in Florida is much warmer than this. Have we earned ourselves a beer? Oh, I don't remember the Pilgrim. I think I would have remembered this guy. Oh, which way? That way? Okay. It's a cafe bar.
Hi.
You want to try it? So we have a much earned beverage between the two of us. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret while we're waiting for a little bit of food. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. St. Geordie. St. Geordie's Day? St. Geordie's Festival?
St. James Festival.
St. James Festival. Anyway, we are going to a town called A Coruña. Week and a half, 2 weeks. The festival, it's a really big deal. Picture Catholicism and paganism with, you know, goat heads and claws, saints, crosses, and fireworks and bonfires everywhere, the entire country. We're going up, and there's Nikki will have to explain this to you. Fire walking.
So you jump fires. So you pretty much they're fire like fire rings, but they're teepee-like. You kind of when they burn down, you jump over them. You can do any one or all of them. You jump. You go to the ocean. You go backward into the ocean. You jump over 7 waves. So there's all kinds of like superstitious things that people make it really fun. So those are some of them. No caldo for you?
Hang on, got to reorder food. Anyway, we're going to A Coruña in a week or two. We are going to jump over waves and walk backwards into freezing cold water, which will jump over the fire. It'll dry us off. Kind of unplanned plan. We'll see what we do when we get there. Dinners are getting expensive, so we're trying to find things to buy. Have you ever seen so much goodness in one place? Absolutely perfect. I think we have to kind of go down and around. As usual, we don't know where we are. Yes, I don't.
The Roman bridge.
We're going to cross over a Roman bridge somewhere. That's not hard to do in Spain. Ooh, big, dark, scary place. You want to go down to the big, dark, scary place? No, Nikki didn't want to go to the big, dark, scary place. We're also trying to find another market because we want to pick up a bunch of other yummies for dinner. But as you can see, the rain is coming in soon. It's a race. This is where you said you can go down the steps into the river. All right, we're not lost. We are saved. We are saved. Well, mostly saved. Except for one thing, baby. The hostel's that way. Our hero leaves Nikki behind. She's going to go put the food away. I'm in search of a market, which I think I know where it is. We're going to get the rest of the yummies for dinner tonight. What could go wrong with this plan? Rick wandering aimlessly through a city he's never been in. Brothers and sisters, it's an honest-to-God miracle. Yes, I found a supermarket without getting lost. Okay, my friends, I'm going to make it back to the hostel, take a much-needed rest, put together this video for you. It's been a good day. It has been a really good rest day. Not even really resting, it's just enjoying a place. After the rains, we'll probably sneak out tonight and see what else we can see, but I'm going to leave the camera behind. Thank you so much for joining in my journey. Your journey as well, because this is us together. Did I pass it? No, I have not. Traveling with me is always interesting. Be healthy, be happy, and we will see you real soon. I think I take a left here. Please, Lord, let me take a left here. Which takes us to the big day, the final day, the day that the Camino ended. Up until this point, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what to think, what was about to happen. And I can honestly tell you, and you'll understand after you see this next segment, I probably still don't. I truly am still grappling, even months after our Camino is over, with understanding what that day meant. You're just moments away from ending our Camino. We have walked from Portugal up into northern Spain, and we are just about to walk into that square. But before we can do that, it would be unfair to just jump into the festivities. You got to experience the whole thing. We got to go back to the beginning, and only then can we truly appreciate what's right around that corner. Hi, I'm Rick. Welcome back to the adventure. We are currently hiking the Camino de Santiago, and by the time you hear these words, we will have finished. Oh, thank God. They have a beer machine. Basically, in a nutshell, it is a pilgrimage, a hike. For us, it was 200 miles from Porto, Portugal, all the way to Santiago, Spain. You know, obviously, I'm not there yet, even though when this video is being made, I've done what I've done. I can't help wondering, what's it gonna feel like? Now, we went to Santiago, I don't know, a couple of years ago. We did it by bus, the tourism way. And I remember standing in that square and feeling everybody, feeling their emotions. And I remember thinking, maybe this is a good reason to go do my own Camino. You know, to feel what it's like, to feel what they're feeling. There is an unwritten rule on the Camino. You never ask anybody why they're hiking the Camino, because for every 1,000 pilgrims, there's 1,000 different reasons. Some people hike it for spiritual, religious reasons. Some people carry ashes of their loved ones. Maybe it's you're looking for something inside yourself. Maybe you want to leave something behind that you really don't like about yourself. But the other day, somebody actually did ask me. Somebody asked me why I'm walking the Camino. And I'll be honest, I really didn't like my answer. Walking the Camino basically comes in two parts. There's the walking part, and then there's the resting part, which raises the big question, where do you rest your weary head at the end of a long day's walking? Queen size bed? Queen size bed. We have a balcony that overlooks, but a lovely little side alley. Well, you have options. You actually have a lot of options. Everything from hotels, kind of on the expensive side. They have things called guest houses, which are sort of between a hostel and a B&B. We've done both of those. But primarily, you're going to be doing albergues. You probably heard me use that word a lot. I'm wondering what I meant by it. Big tough hill. Give me a second. An albergue is a pilgrim hostel. Pilgrim, that's you and I, because we're pilgrims on this walk. They are very specifically geared towards people who are doing this. They come in two basic flavors, the private variety and the public variety. We just came from a public one, so let's chat about that one first. So, you get paper sheet protectors, paper, whatever that is. Yes.
Oh, okay. You did fine.
My big question is, are those the only bathrooms? Do I have to wander through a maze in the middle of the night? Mildly confusing. They are about as bare bones as you can get. They're also the most affordable ones that you can get. 8 to 10 euros a night. That gets you a bed completely wrapped in blue plastic rubberized mattress covers and for your pillow. And they will either give you or sell you for €1 a paper sheet, which does absolutely nothing. That's where we were last night. It is what it is. It's a place to sleep, and you got to get out really early in the morning because it's a government entity. We stay in them quite a bit because we're trying to make this an affordable lifestyle for us. I'm going to have to get into that sometime in a much later future. I'm on a fixed income. When you're on a fixed income, you live in $8 a night places. Oh, and yeah, this big thing behind me, yeah, that's a 2,000-year-old Roman aqueduct. So why am I walking the Camino? Well, you know, I wanted to say, oh, because I want to explore my inner self. I want to discover if I'm on the right pathway to... The answer is this, literally, this, the thing you're watching. I'm hiking the Camino because of YouTube. Now, when I said that, my first thought was, oh, they think I'm just commercializing this. They think I'm just sensationalizing this. And that's what I didn't like about my answer, because I did not elaborate. The reason I am doing this Camino is to share it with other people, not to make fortune and fame from YouTube. Trust me. I'm not making fortune and fame off of this channel, but because a lot of people can't come here. I wanted to walk this Camino for you, for people who may not be able to have the experience, and I wanted to do it in such a way that I took my time and I explored and I stopped and I smelled things, and I was able to share all of my experiences. So that's why I am here. That is why I am doing this Camino. Honestly, I've been pondering it for weeks now. I'm the same Rick that I was, maybe a little more chill, maybe a few less inches around the waistline. But am I accomplishing what I set out to accomplish? I think so. I hope so. Been a lot of wonderful comments back from these videos. I think I'm touching people. I think I'm showing them what it's like. So hopefully my Camino is a success. So what is the difference, Rick, between a public and a private albergue? Well, like I said, the private ones are, you know, they're kind of like living in a gymnasium or something with 5,000 of your closest friends. A public one is very similar. It just has more amenities. They're owned and operated by individuals or sometimes groups. And the people who own them, they take a lot of pride. Okay, and these are normal stamps. Every time you go to an albergue or a restaurant or anywhere, they'll give you a nice little ink stamp. Pretty, right? What they do is they take all these and they'll look at the dates, and when you get to the end, when you get to Santiago, they will determine if you have met the requirements for hiking. Well, they don't all have to be ink. Let me show you what she gave us last night. This is so cool. That's real wax with a real flower. And then she took this little gold pen and colored in everything. It is so, so neat. Her being her. So I love this thing. Absolutely love that stamp. So you get a little more amenities, but you get the owner, and they are wonderful. They are friendly. They do these things, a lot of them, called Pilgrim dinners, where everybody sits around the table and has dinner together. The albergue provides the food, and that's when the camaraderie of the Camino really comes to light. There are so many people from so many places and so many. It's just wonderful having the opportunity to sit around and talk to everyone. The albergue owner usually participates. I mean, every single night they get to meet so many wonderful people coming through their doors and hear so many stories. That's why we stay at them primarily, mostly because you get the people. The people are more open. The environment is more friendly and conducive to chatting with folks. We were at one 2-3 nights ago, and the guy did a little poll. There were 14 different nationalities represented around that table. There was maybe, I don't know, 26, 30 of us. Where else in the world besides the United Nations are you going to go and you can travel to so many different countries just by talking to people from those places? Now, there is a downside to the Camino, and that is vulnerability. Everything that you own, everything that you need to survive is on your back. You're out here in the middle of nowhere at times. We haven't really seen another person in a very long time. So you got to get in your head sometimes of what could happen. If you lose something important, how are you going to replace it? I don't see a store out here. It's not an overpowering feeling. And in fact, you can turn it around very quickly and make it an empowering feeling, because everything that I own, everything that I need is back there on my backpack. I am self-sufficient. Am I vulnerable? Yeah, absolutely. Am I free? Yeah, even more absolutely. So maybe the biggest downside to the Camino is also one of its biggest upsides. Buen Camino. That's actually a really fun phenomena. Everybody says the same thing all the time. It's a greeting. It means good pilgrimage. Some people say, buen dia, have a wonderful day. I was reading something on Facebook the other day. Somebody was lamenting that they're back in the States and they're going to work, and nobody wishes them a buen camino. Nobody wishes them a good day. No one even says hello. That is one of the fun things here. It's, you don't say it because you're supposed to. You say it because you mean it. This is a water-fed, what do you call them, grindery? This is where people brought their grain to grind. It was also, according to the document that Nikki just read, a meeting place, which makes sense because while you're waiting for your grind to grind, you want to find all the latest gossip about the neighborhood. And this was the meeting place for people to come and get all of that good, juicy stuff. Which brings me to a good point. My biggest misconception of the entire Camino. In typical Rick fashion, I didn't plan anything. I did not watch YouTube videos. I just decided to come out here. I didn't know what I was expecting. Let's talk surfaces. When I first started the Camino, I had really no idea what to expect. In my mind, I thought it was all walking on groomed paved ways. And it's not. It's everything. You walk on beaches, you walk on sand, on boardwalks that are half rotten and bounce like a trampoline. You walk on gravel like this, on stones, on city streets. It's amazing how many different surfaces you actually walk on. Speaking of terrain, don't step on the terrain. Oh look, more terrain. Nikki's theory is that the sheep herders come out early to decorate the roads for the villagers because they like their roads fresh. So surfaces aside, the ground actually sort of goes along with, oh hi, cows. Surfaces actually go along with where you are. We have walked through every environment possible, from cows sitting in the field to rainforest to industrial areas to real cities and real towns and everything in between. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but it's very sudden. I mean, you're just walking along. This is what I thought it would be like. Everywhere was just peaceful, paved blacktop, and it happens, but this is not the norm. And after being out here for several weeks, I can tell you, I don't want it to be the norm. When you suddenly switch from this to vineyards, to a city, to you get to see and experience so much more culture, so many more ways of living. And it's not until that moment when you go, oh, there isn't just one Camino. It's 1,000 Caminos. I'm going to teach you a word in Galician because it's one I had learned the hard way. In Spanish, if you want juice, it's called jugo. They don't call it jugo up here. It's zumo. And it's freshly squeezed right out of the frickin' tree orange juice. You've never... California, Florida, sorry. And the pulp stays with you for the rest of the trip. There's seating, but I mean, there's no way in the world I could stand up in here. This is a vineyard, and they opened up a bar, but I like it. I love the shade, but man, you stand up quick because you got to pee. Oh, cool. The grapes are coming in. Hi. Didn't even see you guys. This is a really cool place. Oh, crap. We got more ducky stuff. Chickens are making fun of me. So I have to touch on something really, really quick that I've already touched on earlier, but the whole reason we are doing things the way we do things is we can't afford to do them anyway. We both basically quit our careers, quit our lives. We're living on Social Security. So $4,000 a month doesn't go very far. That's why you stay on 8 to 10 euro a night albergues. That's why we live in a bus. Now, it's not a hardship. Actually, if anything, it's freeing. We don't need the things that we don't need. I was telling Nikki the other day that I love our life. the freedom that we have, the experiences that we have. We don't need money to have it. We just need the time and the ability. And you can find a way. I think that's something that's really been driven home on this Camino for me. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than living in the bus in Baja, which was godly cheap. And we are going to be exploring Eastern Europe a little bit to see how inexpensive that is. But there are wonderful places you can go to, and you don't got to spend a whole lot of money, and you don't have to work 60 hours a week to do it. Anyway, that little rant is over. Just thought I'd kind of explain in case you were wondering, oh my God, he must be a trust fund baby. That's how they can afford to do this. Oh, hell no, not even close. We had to think twice about just sharing one orange juice because it would be cheaper. Searching for the ever elusive arrow. Oh, there's one. Okay, so we go that way. That arrow is that way. I spend more time trying not to get lost. Which brings us to current times. This is our last day on the Camino, the final 12-kilometer push. In a couple hours, I'll be standing in the square. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about it.
I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather. I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather. Read my lips. I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather. Read my lips. I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather. I won't step down when I'm talking about the weather. Read my lips. I won't step down. I won't step down. I won't step.
I don't believe we walked here. There it is. We freaking made it. I just walked 200 freaking miles. Should I do the Mary Tyler Moore thing? Spin around and made it, baby.
Across the countries.
Yeah, I need a beer.
My picture, my celebratory.
Okay, you go, you celebrate. Where's all the excited people? They're all grumpy. I hear the bagpipe guy. The last time I was here, not as a pilgrim, this place was filled. It was a hot, warm, almost summer day, and there were so many people out here smiling. I don't want to go on the negative. I don't want to dwell on all the things that aren't here. I'm here. I'm freaking here in the middle of the square in Santiago. My little feet carried me all the way here from Portugal, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling cold. I'm feeling wet. I'm feeling really frickin' accomplished. I mean, thank you, feet. Thank you for bringing me here. Nah, you're bigger.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Buen camino. It's funny, I've never seen my name in Latin. Apparently I am Richardum. Now here's the fun part. I don't know how to leave this with you and I. I mean, look at this giant thing behind me. Do I simply go from here to check into a hotel and show you what the bathroom looks like? Nah, that does not seem right. We got a lot to do. We gotta get our Compostela. We gotta turn in our passport. We gotta get all kinds of paperwork. We gotta get out of the rain and get dry. Nope, I think this is the right moment to end this. I made it. I freaking made it. I cannot. I didn't know what I was going to feel when I got here. I don't even know how to describe what I feel now. I feel everything. I feel cold. I feel wet. I feel accomplished. I would do it again. I had planned all of this. Oh, what am I going to say to them when I get to the square? You know, am I going to say, oh, I don't think I would do this again. That's just a once in a lifetime moment. No. I'd do it again. I would most definitely do this again. Be healthy, be happy. Whatever Camino you happen to walk, hike, bike, drive, however you go. I'll see you soon. So the Camino is over, right? Oh, not so fast, young pilgrim, not so fast. Everybody does a video up until they walk and see that cathedral and the Camino is over. What happens the next day? You've been walking for a month, every day waking up, putting on your pack, putting on your hokas. What happens when that doesn't happen? When you don't have to wake up, put on your pack and put on your hokas? That next day is a whole different experience. And I wish more people talked about it. You've just completed a hike, say the Camino de Santiago. You know what no one ever told you? No one ever told you what to expect when it's over. Yeah, sure, you've watched the YouTube videos of how to prep, on everything that's gonna happen every step along the way. But did anybody ever tell you what happens when you get here? It happens the next day. So if you're new here, my name is Rick. I do spontaneous things like walking 200 miles from Portugal to northern Spain, specifically here in Santiago de Compostela, Spain. And we walked something called the Camino de Santiago. Took us almost a month. Took us a long month of walking. When we got here, I was exhilarated. Holy shit, I made it. Frickin' here in the middle of the square in Santiago. But 2 days later, I got some very different emotions. Okay, here's how things play out. You've been walking miles and miles and many miles every single day for a very long time, and it finally gets to your very last day. And, well, it may or may not be raining. And you start walking these streets, up these hills into the cathedral area where there's a giant square where you know that's the end of your walk. And then you turn the corner. And it's at this point right here that you start having a difference of emotion, depending on who you are. Those people work their way towards the center of the square. They take all of their selfies, which I'm going to make sure I don't get in the middle of. And some people are excited. Some people just look tired and they can't wait to get to their hotel room or their own barricade to sleep it off. There's a look on everybody's face, and it will be on yours too. It's going to be exhaustion. It's going to be, oh my God, it's finally over. And with a whole tinge of, oh my God, it's over. You don't know what to do with yourself. You are so happy to see this and to see other pilgrims, and I'm really happy they have a dry day unlike ours. Everybody has a different expression. Everyone has a different feeling. I was giddy. I ran out, we went and had a beer, and I just ran back into the square. And I keep coming back here because I want to see these people. I want to feel these people. But now I feel them very differently. The first time I came here as a tourist, I just saw everyone's joy. Now I also see what everyone had to do to actually get to this point. And I understand. But before we get into that whole gambit, this is not the end. I mean, technically, as far as the church is concerned, this is the end of your Camino. A lot of people continue hiking to this place called Finisterre. It's the end of the world. It's about a 3-day more hike, and you keep going till you really can't go any farther without falling into the Atlantic Ocean. We went there yesterday. We didn't walk. And okay, I'm a little embarrassed to put this in the video, but we did go there. You want to see it? And yes, our dirty little secret is that we're on a tour bus. Doesn't everyone end their Camino on a tour bus? Oh, what a surprise. It's raining in Galicia. We are on our way to see the third largest Oreo in all of Galicia. Why the third? I guess we didn't pay for the premium trip, so we don't get one or two. What's an Oreo? Give me a second to walk down to the end of this little aisle, and I'll show you. For context, that's an Oreo. It's where you store grain, corn, things you cultivate. These things on the bottom, the big round things, these keep rats and mice and whatnot from getting up in there. It's off the ground for humidity, and the way the slots are set up, it lets air in, rain out, and your stuff can dry. That is a normal Oreo. You ready to go see the third largest one in all of Galicia? Nope, it's not that one. This one. This one goes on forever and ever and ever, apparently. Okay, I'm going to go hide underneath of the rat thing and explain this. Apparently, this neighborhood, this village, and the village over that way got into a competition to see who can build the biggest Oreo. This one is 36 meters long. Theirs was 34 and a half. Oh, darn, they lost. This is actually owned by the church. Why the church? Well, back in olden times, you had to give 10% of everything you grew to the church because the church. That's one long-ass Oreo. What do they use them for now? Oh, and by the way, if you have one on your property, you can't take it down. You have to maintain it. People use it to dry laundry, dog houses, other storage. You don't have to put your grain in it. But if you have one, you got to keep it. Okay, about the tour bus. Honestly, we don't mind tour buses every now and then, or even those hop-on, hop-off things when you get into a new city. As long as it's not the only way to explore. Yeah, tour bus is cheesy, it's touristy. And, well, we had 4 days to kill in Santiago, and we wanted to see up here. Why? Well, when we get to Finisterre, I'll explain it all. Here's a fun one. We're going back to the blue bus. Well, I hope it's not that one, because that one's leaving. Gotta be one of these two. Hi. Now, somewhere around here is marker kilometer 0. This is not an official part of the Camino de Santiago. The church does not recognize it because, well, you're supposed to end where the bones of St. James are. Not here. But a lot of pilgrims come here just to hit the end of the earth. They kind of figure you can't go much farther than this. I'll let you in a little secret. The end of the world is filled with tourists. I wonder if they'll be like lemmings and start jumping off the edge. Maybe they got to pay extra for that part. Okay, I need to find the marker 0 marker. There is none in Santiago because you're supposed to stop at the bones. That is the 0 marker. But there is one around here somewhere. I want to find it. I want to share a little story with you. Tell me this place doesn't remind you of Scotland or Ireland.
Yeah.
0. When you walk every day for a month, every morning you wake up, you put on your pack, you get it all adjusted, and you walk. What do you do the next day? We've been here 2 days afterwards, and sorry, I'm in the way. What do you do for 2 days after that? You don't get up and walk. It's the weirdest feeling in the world. Welcome to Murcia. Murcia. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's an X in there. Okay, here's the fun part. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I'm going to get back out. Maybe not that way. Let's try this. You ever seen something so powerful and beautiful in your life? Okay, here's one of the fun things that they really don't tell you, but you really kind of need to know. You are going to become like Pavlov's dog. You are going to become conditioned. You are going to see these little signs everywhere with a little yellow scallop and the arrow that kind of points in a certain direction. And you're not even going to think. You're immediately going to turn and start walking that direction. And then you're going to have the thought, oh, wait, I'm not walking anymore. I don't have to go that way. And in fact, I want to go the opposite way. And it's going to feel wrong. You're going to be so accustomed, so used to following stupid little yellow arrows. It is almost 3 days after the fact that we got back. I saw one 2 minutes ago, and I didn't even think. I just turned. Okay, here's a fun one that no one ever tells you about. The very first morning you wake up after your Camino is over, you're going to want to get up, put on your pack, and start walking. But guess what? There's nowhere to walk. You have nowhere to go. And you're going to be standing there going, but I have to walk. I have to walk somewhere. Yeah, you come out here to Santiago and you walk around, but it's not the same. You have an urge to walk. You just, after 3-4 weeks of doing this, it becomes what you do. And it's not just the walking. I mean, there's a whole routine involved in this. Every single day, and trust me, I'm a guy that hates routines, but at the same time, you get used to them. Every single day, you basically do the same thing. You wake up, you pack your bag, you make sure that you got everything and didn't leave anything in an albergue. You figure out where you're walking to and you just start walking. Maybe several hours later, you show up at the next place where you wash your clothes, you take a shower, you go to sleep, and you start the whole thing over. It becomes comforting in a way. It becomes what you do. And when you wake up that one morning and you go, huh, look at all this wonderful place. I don't have to walk anymore. I don't have to get up at 6 in the morning and I don't have to walk. It's really disconcerting. We did it, baby. I don't believe we walked here. There it is. Now, when I pulled up here the other day, when I finished my Camino, this is what I said. I just walked 200 freaking miles. Made it, baby.
We walked across 2 countries.
Freaking here in the middle of the square in Santiago. My little feet carried me all the way here from Portugal. And I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling everything. But now that I'm done with it all, I need to put a little asterisk on it. Yeah, I indeed would walk a Camino again. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. But there's a lot of things I would most definitely change. There are parts of my Camino that I truly did not enjoy. There were easily half of the entire trip was just grunt, just pushing through, just going, God, is this ever going to be over? And it really had nothing to do with being tired, being exhausted, having foot problems, which, by the way, I highly recommend foot lube. You may have saw this in one of my videos. This is foot lube. Apparently, you're supposed to slather this on your feet, and I don't know what it's going to do. Get the lube, use the lube, you'll thank me. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about the downsides of the Camino. Well, the downside for me was kind of other people. I wanted to walk my Camino my way, which meant, I wanted to go at my pace. I wanted to experience what I wanted to experience. I was with some very lovely people. I was with Nikki. The entire time seemed to be everyone else's Camino. I'm glad I did it. I'm very happy that I did it. I'm very happy with the outcome. I can't believe I actually did it. But at the same time, I kind of want to do it differently. I do want to come back. I do want to hike another Camino, and I want to do it just me. And I want to make sure that the entirety of those several weeks, I get out exactly what I wanted to get out of it. I'm so glad I was able to help other people, but next time, I need to be a little selfish. So I guess that's a big thing that they don't tell you, that you're going to have a lot of mixed emotions. You're going to want to celebrate your success. You're going to want to continue on. You're going to want to just stop and go home and rest. And you're also going to be harboring, perhaps, some unhappiness. That's normal, I guess. I'm telling myself that it's normal. Everything is a learning experience. Like, do I turn left or right? Because I'm kind of confused right now. I think we're up this way. All right, what else I got for you? What else does nobody tell you about the Camino? Oh, here's one. In the recap video, the entirety of the Camino for your viewing pleasure. I mentioned how we were hoarding this, so I have to touch on something really, really quick that I've already touched on earlier, but the whole reason we are doing things the way we do things is we can't afford to do them anyway. We both basically quit our careers, quit our lives. We're living on Social Security. So $4,000 a month doesn't go very far. That's why you stay on 8 to 10 euro a night albergues. When you're on the Camino, things are really easy. You stop at an albergue. You pay anywhere from 8 to 15 euros. You stay the night. You have a Pilgrim dinner, maybe something cheap in the market. You move on. When you come back out here to the real world, things are not cheap. Things are not 8 euros a night. For 4 nights, we've been in essentially a hotel, the pension. It's a lot more than 8 euros a night. But what our hotel lacks in cheapness, it has an ice cream. Yeah, literally. We are staying inside of an ice cream shop. So, anytime you get hungry, you walk down 3 flights of very steep, treacherous stone steps, and you get your lucky road. Or whatever floats your boat. Oh, crap. Did you know in Spain, all the floors start at 0, so they put you on the 3rd floor, it's really the 4th. Food, we don't have a kitchen. We have to cook every night. We're back into the reality of being a tourist. When you get here and you want to spend a few days and enjoy this fine city, it costs you a whole lot more, and it kind of breaks the bank. And all the things that we're getting ready to do, we got to figure out how to, again, do them Camino style. How do you do them more on the cheap, still get the same bang and excitement and everything else? We're still working on that one. I have no clue. I have no guidance for you whatsoever. It's a work in progress. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Be healthy, be happy. We will see you really, really soon. I'm going to go watch the pilgrims come in because that brings me a lot of joy. Okay, you made it. We made it. Everybody made it. We have finished the Camino. And if you're still here after 3+ hours of watching this video, and maybe you skipped ahead, and I'll forgive you for that, I can understand. Looking back, this is now September. We finished the Camino months ago. I still think about it. I still miss it. We're still walking around Europe with backpacks on. It's just not the same. And some days I truly, truly miss those simple days of just walking and thinking and looking at the countryside and meeting people. And life is a much slower, enjoyable pace. And yeah, I do want to do it again. We still talk about everything we're doing now as still being on a Camino. But as far as the Camino, yeah, I highly recommend you try it. If you haven't, if you're planning on it, you are going to just have a really interesting, incredible, horrible everything time. And I wish you the absolute best for it. If you haven't tried it and are not going to try it, kind of wish you could. But if you can't, I hope that our journey inspired you, entertained you, and filled you with the joy that we found. With that, be healthy, be happy, and we will see you soon.